Gamegenic, ingenious supplies.
Tonight on Game Night, Nikki, Lincoln, Aaron, and myself, Dave, are going to teach and play old school game Catan, a game for 3 to 4 players, published by Catan Studios, designed by Klaus Teuber. So, come watch us play this classic, and do me a favor. If this is your first time seeing this game or experiencing it, please say so in the comments.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Lincoln.
Will you teach us Catan, or as I learned it to be called, Settlers of Catan?
Yes, if you're old like us. Well, I will teach you Catan, and I have to tell you...
Wait, we already all know it. Okay, let's just go.
Yeah.
As a game that I know really, really well, I am the most nervous teaching this than like something brand new that's really complicated. Catan is a building game, as it were, a building sort of trading game, resource game, in which we're going to roll dice every turn to produce resources. There are 5 different resources. We're going to use those resources that we produce to expand, to build more roads. These are roads, and or more settlements. These are settlements, and cities, which are not on the board yet, which will help us get more production. And we're going to just keep doing this until someone reaches 10 victory points and they win instantly. So it's kind of a race game in a weird sense, because whoever gets the 10 points first wins immediately. The game just ends right there. We are going to be playing today with a bunch of Gamegenic accessories, so let me explain some of those. We have this trading post right here, which opens like so, and then expands out like so to be sort of multi-level. Here, let me put it over here where you can sort of see
where it's gonna, it's home.
Better. We put cards in there already.
That's where the resources are.
The cover, as Lincoln will show you, actually forms into a dice tray if you want it.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be using that because we also have the Gamegenic Hexa Towers, which these little magnets do this right here, and then you put this on its side like that, and then this magnetically hooks over there, and you can just roll dice like that.
Hey, two.
Oh my God,
Sweet.
two.
Ta-da.
Oh, all right, sheep. I get
some
sheep.
That's good. All right.
Take
Well,
it
the
now.
only 2 we're ever going to roll from my sheep
Ever.
on this terrible hex.
Yep.
So there's that, and then we have
Getting ahead of
these-
ourselves, but I guarantee.
All of our pieces are in these little hexadocks, which contains all of our roads.
Well, I have the
and
12 over here.
settlements and cities, and there's little holes in here because we've seeded the board. The Catan rules gives you sort of a beginner setup, and we decided we were going to use that, even though none of us are beginners. But mostly, we just wanted to get right into it.
We haven't played it in ages
hasn't
either.
played it in years.
It has been a little while, yeah.
All right, so let me explain the game. There are 5 different resource tiles on the board. These green pastures produce wool. This produces grain. This is clay that produces brick. The mountains produce ore, and the forests produce...
what? It's not stone, though, huh?
Produce lumber.
I guess that's metal.
All right? And the way production works is on your turn, everyone's turn works the same way. The first thing you're going to do is roll the dice, and you're going to generate one of these numbers. When the number is generated, for everyone who has a settlement or a city on that hex, and you'll see that we're building, this is the thing that's really cool about this game that I've always loved, is that you're building essentially on the edges of everything, on the vertices, as it were, of where the hexes meet, right? So this settlement right here is on the 3 and the 8 and the 5. So if a 3 or an 8 or a 5 would be rolled, then the blue player, which is me, I would get an ore for a 3, or a lumber for an 8, or a brick for a 5.
I'm glad that you did follow the ore with the wood on that one.
And if a 5 was rolled, this is my other settlement, I would also get a sheep. So I would get a brick and a sheep for a 5.
That's your lucky number.
5 would be currently right now my lucky number.
Yes.
All right? We're going to place more settlements, and we can upgrade settlements to cities, that will make our production, that will potentially increase our production. You're going to do that by building using these resources, all right? The building costs to build stuff, we all have the little cheat sheet in front of us, although I suspect we probably know most of these by heart, but a lumber and a brick is a road, right? A lumber, a brick, a grain, and a wool is a settlement, and 2 grain and 3 ore is a city. And I'll get to the development cards in a second.
But you're upgrading a settlement, right, when you do that?
Right, let me get to the first two. When you build a road, you are going to pay the lumber and the ore, and you can do that as many times as you have cards on your turn. You can build multiple roads on your turn if you have the stuff. It has to build off of your pre-existing system somewhere. So I can build a road here, I can build a road here, I can build a road here. All right, off of either, it's got to come off of an existing road, I could build a road here. It wouldn't be smart for me to build a road here because I can't build through Nikki anymore. So if I build this road, I cannot build a road here.
Okay.
All right, because that would be building off of her settlement, not my road, if that makes any sense. But you can build the road off of any existing piece, essentially, of your color.
Okay.
All right? And you can build new settlements off of any road that you have built with the following restriction. When you build a settlement, all right, all of the nearest, essentially, vertices around that settlement must be empty of buildings. So, for example, if I were to go here, I could build this settlement because empty, empty, empty. Make sense?
Yes.
I can't build it here because both of these have someone on them.
Yes.
Doesn't matter that one of them is mine. But I don't have to build here. I could, well, that's a bad example. Let's say I were, okay. I can't build here, right? But I could build here, right?
Yep.
So that port
empty.
Oh, they're both good on that one, I see.
Correct. And Lincoln brought something up, which I'll explain in a second, but there are these ports around the board. I'm going to get to that. That covers most of building with the exception of what you said. A city is a settlement upgrade. So for 2 grain and 3 ore, you can take any existing settlement and turn it into a city. And the reason you do that is twofold. The first is, I haven't explained the point system yet, but settlements are all worth 1 point each. Cities are worth 2 points each. So, for example, even though we're racing to get 10 victory points, we really, at this point, at the beginning of every game, we only have to pick up 8 more points because we all start with 2 victory points on the board already. Because each settlement's worth a victory point. A city is worth an extra point, so I now have 3 victory points on the board. But a city also doubles production for its numbers. So a 3 would now get me 2 ore, and an 8 would get me 2 lumber, and a 5 would get me 2 brick.
Yep.
And if I were to build like this, a 5 now would get me 3 brick, 2 for the city and 1 for the settlement.
Got it.
Okay? So that's production as far as that. Now, let's...
Can we call this a brick house?
I like it. I like it. There is one hex...
It's also a grain house.
There's one hex in the center that is the desert. All right? The desert does not have to be in the center. It just is for this setup. But as you'd expect from a desert, it produces nothing. So it's just there. So you can build...
They hadn't gotten to glass yet. So that would be pretty good if you had glass.
If you got to here, Aaron, you would double up your 3 and your 11. You don't get anything special for building on the desert. Okay? It's just the desert. Okay, let's talk about the ports. Around the board, there are these ports. There are generic 3-for-1 ports, and there are specific 2-for-1 ports. All right? In order to use a port, you have to have a settlement on one of the 2 port cities where the little docks are. And once I have built to that, I can, on my turn, when it's time to trade, and I'll get into trading in a second as well, I can trade 3 of a kind for any one thing. So I can essentially trade 3 for 1. If I really need a brick, and I have, or if I really need an ore and I have a lot of brick, I can trade 3 brick for an ore. All right? There are also specific ports, 1 for each resource on the board. This one is 2 for 1 wool. And the way these work, if you build to them, and note I couldn't build here, that would be illegal, but I could build to there if I had a route. That would allow me to trade 2 wool for any one specific resource, as opposed to 3 of anything.
Right.
But it does not work the other way. This is not trading any 2 resources for a wool. It's specifically that one direction.
Sure.
Okay. Speaking of trading,
Oh.
let's talk about how a turn actually works. So the first thing you're going to do on your turn is you're going to roll the dice. Then everyone, no matter whose turn it is going to collect resources if the number hits on their buildings where they are, and they're going to collect it. Then that active player, the person that rolled the dice, is going to trade. Okay? And the way trading is going to work is this is where you can now trade with other players in the game. And you can make any trades you want. Most of those trades will probably be 1 for 1, but they can be lopsided, especially if you think you have the thing that the active player really wants and you can get an extra card out of them. Or trading at the ports.
There's only ore trading at the ports?
No.
This port, yeah.
Oh, before I forget, you can always trade 4 to 1 with the bank. With the trading post, I guess, in this particular case.
That sounds
Okay.
pretty advantageous to the bankers.
Yes.
It is, but sometimes if that's, I mean, it's possible you have a lot of one thing and no one wants it.
Right.
Or it's often the case that no one has the thing you need.
Right.
So 4 to 1 is at least better than nothing. Another reason you might trade is to trade your hand size down, because you'll notice that the entire spread 2 to 12 of what you can roll with 2 dice is on the board, except there are no 7s.
Hey, yeah.
When a 7 is rolled, that activates the robber.
Oh.
All right? The first thing that happens when a 7 is rolled is all players check their hand limit, their hand size of the resource cards they have in their hand, and if you have more than 7, then you lose half of your cards rounded in your favor, and you choose what you get to lose. It's not they're not pulled out randomly or whatever.
Okay.
But the second thing that happens is the person that rolled the 7 gets to move the robber to a hex onto a number on a hex. That does 2 things. It blocks that number until it moves again. So that this 11 now, if an 11 is rolled, that 11 will not produce. This 11 will, but that one will not.
Got it.
But additionally, whoever places the robber on a hex can then steal a card from one player who is got something built on that hex, and by that I mean a settlement or a
man.
city. Not a road, but a settlement or a city.
Totally forgot about that stealing business.
Yeah, so if Aaron rolled a 7 and he put it here, he could steal 1 card from me or 1 card from Nikki, but not 1 card from both. And he would block this 3 if the 3 came up. And that will stay there until another 7 gets rolled or a night card is played. So let me get to the development cards, because I haven't really gotten to them yet. The development card is the other thing that you can purchase with your resources. That is a grain and a wool and an ore. And you take the top card from the development card deck. The development card is just a face-down deck. You're just going to draw whatever the top card is. Okay. Roughly half of that deck are knights. All right? And a knight, when you play it, allows you to move the robber and steal the resource from. You're basically moving the robber. You're taking the 7 roll action, except without the hand limit check. It's one of the ways you can get the robber off of your number. It's also a way you can block someone else's number. It's also a way you can steal a card. It's also a way you can get to what I haven't explained, largest army. All right? Because the first player to play 3 knight cards gets this card, largest army. You now have the largest army, and that is worth 2 victory points. And you will hold on to the largest army as long as no one plays more knights than you. All right, which is to say, if you have 3 knights, someone has to play 4, and when you have 3 knights, you yourself can play a 4th at some point, just to make sure no one can catch you. The trick with development cards is you can only play 1 per turn.
Yep.
So you might have a bunch of knight cards in your hand, but you can't just play 4 knights, move the thing 4 times, and
steal largest army.
Jump ahead that way.
Right.
Correct. So I think it's actually a little more than half the cards are knights. Okay. 5 of the cards in the deck are victory points. They're just 1 victory point. You buy it, you keep it. It's a victory point. You don't necessarily tell anybody you have it. You just keep it face down in front of you, because the same thing is true of all your development cards. You don't keep your development card. You don't show your development cards when you buy them. So you keep your knight also sort of down in front of you. These do not count against your hand limit.
Okay.
Your hand limit when the 7 is rolled is just the resource cards. All right, and then there are, I think, 2 each of these 3 cards. Euro Plenty, Monopoly, and Road Building. Euro Plenty is just, you just take 2 resources from the bank, whatever 2 you need. It's basically like 2 wild cards. All right. Road Building is just you play this card and you immediately build 2 roads. All right.
Okay.
And that can be advantageous to get yourself out of maybe like a tough corner, or to try to like boom, like I've now cut off Nikki and beat her to this spot on the map.
Sure.
But it can also get you the other way. You can get 2 extra victory points in the game, which is the first person to build a road that is 5 segments long without forks. So, for example, this is 4. My road now is 4 segments. My road now is still 4 segments.
Right.
Okay.
Right. My road now is still 4 segments, but it is now 5 segments.
Right.
Okay.
Why did you build those other silly forks?
Just for bad examples.
Okay.
But the minute you have a road that is at least 5 long, and you're the first person to do it, you will get the longest road card, which is also worth 2 points. And you can lose that the same way you can lose largest army if someone else builds a larger road. All right? Yes. I don't know if it will happen with this basic setup because we're all pretty close together, but let's say this was my road, and I had a really long road. And let's say, for the sake of argument, Nikki was able to build here. This is legal, right? Nothing, nothing, nothing. She would cut my road. My road is now only 4.
Oh.
Dun,
All right.
dun, dun.
I've never seen that happen.
You haven't?
Really?
No.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It happens a lot.
Actually attacking the largest road?
It happens a lot in 3-player games.
Do you lose the longest road?
Yeah. Well, in this case, the longest road would then shift to whoever has the longest road. In this case, if this were the setup, no one has at least 5. So
Right.
it would just go away.
Okay.
But usually when that move happens, it's also because
she would steal it from you.
right,
Yeah.
it's a 4-point swing, right,
Yeah.
between, and it could be like, I'm stealing this from you and winning the game.
Right.
That and.
That is often what happens. Okay, so that's road building. And then finally, Monopoly.
No, this is Catan.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Other than the knights and the robber, this is the only sort of take that card in the game, which is when you play this, you essentially announce one type of resource, like ore, and then everybody has to give you all their ore.
All of it?
All of it.
It's a monopoly.
You monopolize that,
Right.
so that can be.
He specifically chose ore just that I would be pained.
I specifically chose ore so I wouldn't have to remember to say wool.
Okay.
Now, the rules technically say that you must do all of your trading first
Okay.
and then build. All right?
Okay.
And we will try to play that way today. but it's very common, I remember in the old days, to do your port trading at this point when you're building. because you sort of know what you're doing. But in theory, you're supposed to do it all first.
Right.
Okay.
All right? Okay. Then after you build, if you don't have 10 victory points, you pass the dice, and that is your whole turn. Okay? A couple more basic things. You are peace limited. So we only have 4 cities and 5 settlements, and if you build all 5 of your settlements, obviously you can't build more settlements.
Right.
So you'll need to upgrade them to cities, or just try to win that way, which is possible. The other thing I wanted to say is that it's not a major rule per se, but you cannot win the game on someone else's turn.
All right.
All right? The only way that would happen is if longest road reverted to you.
Yeah.
Like if Nikki cut me off on her turn and
But
longest road then reverted to Aaron,
Right.
and that gave him 10 or 11 points.
I don't-
Aaron
I don't
technically
immediately
could not
Slam
win
down
till
my
his
cards and
turn.
declare victory. Yes.
So Lincoln would have one shot to see what he could do about that
Sure.
before your turn. And one final thing, we're playing the basic setup, so I kind of glossed over how the game actually sets up. But normally what you would do is you would pick a start player. In this case, we've decided Nikki would be the start player. And she would place a settlement and a road. And then Lincoln would place a settlement and a road. And then Aaron would place a settlement and a road. And then the 4th player, which in this case would be me, would place both settlements and both roads. And again, the settlement placements, they have to be legal. All right? Whichever your second settlement is, so the whoever goes 4th basically says, this is my first, this is my second. Whatever your second settlement is, that is your starting resources to start your hand. So in the case of the beginner setup that the rules gave us, they indicated that this was my second settlement.
So you collected a brick, an ore, and a wood.
I started with a brick and an ore and a wood, correct. But in the normal game, it would just be, so then you would go back counterclockwise. Aaron, you would then place your second settlement
Right.
and a road, and you would collect those resources. And then the second player, Lincoln, would do the same, and then...
And Nikki got first and last choice of settlements.
Correct.
but
So it would be
last
1,
choice
2,
of-
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes.
With the last thing you placed being the resources you collected.
Okay.
All right?
Gamegenic. Ingenious supplies.
All right, Nikki, you are the start player.
Okay.
Roll a 2. Give me lots of 2s.
How about a 3 and a 6?
A 9.
9.
I don't like
is,
nines. I get nothing
wheat
for a
me, and wood for Nikki.
There you go.
All right. And then if I can, I will try to build something or
You
trade.
can trade. You want to trade? I
don't
got some
know.
wheat.
No.
All right.
I'm looking for brick.
Okay.
Is anybody interested in giving me brick for wheat?
At this juncture, no thank you.
I know. I expected that.
It's early.
But I
It
thought
is
I'd
early.
ask.
Very little brick has been generated so far.
All right.
Okie doke. 7. All right.
Oh,
Wow.
Dave told me what he had.
Yep. I got, what do you need?
No, it's okay.
You need wood,
He's
right?
got these 3. You know, he's
I
got
have
these.
wood.
If you need
Yeah.
brick, you could. You got a 1 out of 3 chance of getting
Lincoln
brick.
started with these, right?
Oh, come on, what's that?
Hey, that makes sense.
Random.
Okay.
Boo.
Believe me, I don't like rolling that at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to build a road.
Yeah.
Sure you are.
Well, I want to get him out of my hand. I don't want that robber coming around. I don't want that robber knocking on my door.
All right.
And it's my turn.
Yep.
You going to try to get in there?
I can get it in there.
4.
Tell me what it is there. 4.
Wheat,
That's,
please.
and sheep for Nikki.
I'm
I
sorry.
get sheep and
Grain, please.
I'm sorry. Wool. Wool for Nikki.
and wheat.
Oh, and wheat. Oh,
And
Grain,
wheat.
grain.
Grain.
Look at all that
Green,
Nikki likes
what is
for.
green?
It's green.
I'm letting you do what you
Well,
might
I
do.
don't. Let's see.
I'm letting you do what you might do.
I don't really have much to do. I don't think anybody's going to trade me any brick. All right, no, I'm good.
All right. I would have traded brick if I had it.
I know it got stolen.
He
and
says that,
made
but I
into
know.
a word.
Seven!
Everybody else
Seven.
said I would have.
It is the most commonly rolled number.
7. All right.
No, I'm not. Do you have more than 7 cards?
No, but I figured
I'm not stealing from you.
I have several cards you might want to be stealing from me.
Well, you kind of do. The problem is, everywhere you are, I am. Sort of. Meh. Oh, poor Aaron. All right, here you go. I'll do the 11.
Yeah,
guys.
don't screw me again.
I'll go on the 11, but I'm taking the card from you. Boom. All right. Does anyone need wheat?
No.
What did he get? No.
All right, go ahead, Nikki.
Wait,
Not-
is it called grain?
Does anyone
It
need
is
green?
green.
Grain.
All right, go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trade some 4 to 1 with the bank for
8.
that stuff.
888.
Wood.
Sorry.
You got nothing and like it.
Dave gets wood. Where's
Where's
the
the
other?
other 8?
It's
Oh.
Stone,
there.
wheat, whatever, grain.
Or
I don't know what the hell
wow.
Or.
Or what?
it is. It's or.
Or else.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep. What do you need?
I still
She needs hay. It's called.
I
it's
still
green.
need hay. I still need brick.
We all need
We all
brick.
need brick.
All right.
Roll a 6 or a 5.
Yeah. Roll a 6
Thanks.
or a 5.
5.
Hey,
Hey!
that's brick for Dave.
Brick and sheep, please.
And sheep.
And then I guess the wool as well.
Yes, you do. Oh, wool as well.
Wool as well.
Wool as well. Wow.
So has anybody got anything to trade? I mean, looking for lumber,
I mean,
as it is called?
Lumber. I've never heard of her.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
man.
No.
Sorry, I don't know why I said that. I can't do that. Lumber, I hardly know her.
Will anybody have any lumber?
No.
I got plenty, but
I have ore and wool. I'm gonna get these
All right,
resource
no,
names
I'll
right.
I'll take an ore. I'll give you a lumber for an ore.
There
Look
you
at the
go. Or
friendliness
what?
over there.
I thought about doing it, but the problem is I'm at 7 cards and I don't want to get. I'm a scared.
I'm
You're
scared.
scared.
I'm done there.
What do I need for ore? I
6.
need a 10.
You need a 6 for
I need
ore.
a 10.
Oh, for ore, you need a 10.
Ore. Or what?
7.
7.
Ugh.
Let's see, who can I steal
1,
some
2,
ore
3,
from?
4, 5, 6, 7. I'm
Well,
okay.
not for me.
I'm okay
You
cards wise.
willingly traded with
I have
me to
6
get
I
some.
can
cards.
still steal from you. Oh,
Of
no.
course, but I'm not going to give you ore. There's no
Oh, that's
chance.
right, because I just took some from you.
If you're
Well, but-
specifically looking for that, you ain't going to get it.
I don't really want to block the 3. What do I need?
I don't know.
Well, everyone needs brick, but there isn't much going around. I'm going to block... well, you got a lot of cards.
I have
So
7.
You're going to spend some.
I have
Oof.
6.
You have 6. What do I
You
need?
shuffling.
I don't know what...
I'm already shuffling.
I just have mine ready for him to just draw.
I just don't want to
I
know.
guess that's the one. But this one tells 2 people. I want more brick to come into the game, though.
Sure, but I
Right.
mean, we're at 6s here. I mean, it's going to be
I
happening
know.
soon.
All right.
Well,
All right.
hopefully.
All right, Shuffler. Give me some cards.
Did you get what you wanted?
I did.
Oh, I can't believe it! Literally a 1 out of 7 chance.
That's amazing. Hey, with this brick that just somehow
Oh, it was a brick?
came into my
My
hand,
goodness.
I believe I
Worst.
will build a road.
What?
Thanks for that trade, Dave.
That's the worst.
It wasn't a trade.
Wow.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna build a road there. It's a desert road.
Yep.
You can send those to the trading post for me.
It's a nowhere road.
Does anyone know
Goes
how to
nowhere.
trade brick? Anyone give me some brick?
You technically can't trade anymore. You already built.
Oh, you're right. I didn't follow that.
So
rule.
nice try, cheater.
Oh.
I'm not bitter.
All right, here you go.
Thank you.
Dave, I was trying to help you not get hit by the robber because you were getting close to over 7 cards.
I was at 7.
I did. I wanted to make
I
sure
wasn't
you
going to
didn't
get hit
over.
on my turn. Well, I would have gotten hit on my turn if you didn't roll a 7.
Oh, man.
6.
That's a 6.
Brick.
Brick.
Thanks, brick buddy. And it's also grain for Nikki.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Take those. I'm buying a
Choke on 'em.
development card, please.
Oh, development.
Done.
Uh-oh.
End of turn.
He's not really.
He's not bitter.
Hey, here's a rule I forgot to tell.
Uh-oh.
You cannot play the development card that you bought on the turn you
Yes.
bought
Yeah,
it. You can play a development card on your turn from previous. I could have bought this one and
if
played.
it was a victory point and it made you 10 points, could you do
Yes,
that?
because you're not playing that card.
Sure,
It's just-
okay.
But the
Okay.
point is, if I had a knight and then I bought a knight, I could play my old one, but you can't play the new card you just bought.
You can't play it immediately upon
Right.
purchase, right?
All right, go ahead, Nikki.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Take your turn while I see what I
It is on the player aid card at the bottom.
7.
Wait,
Oof.
I have 7 cards.
That's fine.
That's
Your
fine.
7's
I'm
okay.
safe?
8
Okay.
Is,
You,
well,
have, you
over
just have to
7
have
is
over,
bad.
if you have over 7.
8 or over. Yeah, I think that's the one thing that's added in 5 and 6 players. You can trade or something, or can you build when there's more players?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you're getting lots of resources in a 5. I barely
Oh,
play
in
a
5
5
and
or
6
player
players.
game.
That does kind of make
Because
sense.
there's
I
just
think
so
the
many
gloves
goods
are off.
coming in.
They
Right.
totally are.
I think it has to go on that 6. No, on the 6. On the 9.
The
brick.
6?
All right.
The brick is what
No,
he's
I need.
She's right. Hey, if you
All right,
keep
whatever.
coming in
Steal
the
from
game,
Aaron.
We're
Put it
gonna
on
give
the
you
9 and
some.
steal from
I
Aaron.
know, even though he's spent his brick already,
It's all right.
but you got a lot of cards. 3 cards.
I was just showing because I have 4.
I was getting ready, but I'm
Okay.
waiting for her to make a decision.
No,
Well, it
it's
can't
you.
steal from me.
She
I'm
can't
not there.
steal from him. You're the only person
Oh.
on that hex. There is no decision.
Huh? Calm down.
Calm down. 1 out of 7. 1 out of 7.
Okay. Does anybody want,
I didn't even know you had brick. I
had
just got
one.
lucky.
What do you want,
Yeah.
Nikki?
Does anybody want green?
Yeah, I'd like green. Do you have multiples?
How
What do you
much
need?
green would
2
you like?
greens for a brick?
It's stolen green.
Yes.
you
It's
go.
stolen
Take
green.
that
You
trade.
can't.
Wow.
Oh, you're giving her brick for my stolen
I don't
green?
want him to get. I don't want it to get
I know.
to lose
I
the
know.
cards.
Okay,
I mean, that's
then
no fun.
I am going to build a road.
Yep.
Yep.
Cooperators of Catan.
That is not
Friends of
happening.
Catan. That's what this game should
The
be
what?
called. Friends.
Friends of
Holding
Catan.
hands of Catan is what this game should be called.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody's playing so nice. Except me and
See
Dave.
if
Me
I
and
could
Dave
do
are fighting like
anything
it's meant to
else.
be.
I'm not. I'm really not.
You're a little angry about that brick. though.
I'm really not.
Oh my gosh.
It
Okay,
just
I'm
seemed-
done.
I just thought.
was-
I
I
thought
know.
1 out of 7. Aaron won't take it.
5.
Yay!
Brick for Dave.
Brick and
Wool.
wool.
And wool.
Brick and wool and geese better scurry.
And wool for Nikki.
Is it bricks or clay?
Whoa, you're look
It's
at that.
bricks.
You're destroying all my stuff.
Hey, my stuff.
No, it was a 5, right? I have
Yeah.
nothing.
Correct. You have nothing.
Yep.
Oh, whoever this is, sorry.
That was me.
That was Lincoln.
I'm gonna build a settlement.
Nice.
In a spot where it's blocked already.
The 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only place I can build one.
But
Yep.
it gives you,
And
gives you
that-
a beautiful beach view.
That is it.
All right, I want to roll a 2. Come on, 2.
How about a 4?
I don't know. Do I like a 4?
4 is good for Nikki. She gets
Yes,
wool.
it is.
And wheat.
And wheat.
It's grain.
And
Grain.
Dave
Green,
I get
And
green.
is you.
Grains.
Green.
Grains.
I want wool. Does anyone want to give me some wool?
What are you willing to trade?
Nothing.
Well, I only have 2 things, so.
I'll give you wool for an ore.
I will trade an
Or
ore
what?
for a wool.
Is that my or going back to him now?
I think it is because now I can build a settlement.
Nice for you.
Look at that.
On the desert.
Sweet.
A desert settlement.
That's right.
Nice.
And my doctor
good
said
one.
I need to dry out my sinuses
Yeah.
and collect brick. Well, I'm not. So, all right, I'm done. I got no more cards.
You won't be a target of thieving.
Probably not. Well, I will on that 6 where I collect
Yeah.
2 brick.
All right, here we go. 5.
5, 5, 5.
Wool.
You got a brick.
Wool.
Wool. Brick.
Oh, man. Holy moly. That was
You better do something with those cards.
Yeah, you should.
That was an amazing roll. I am going to play that for a, I'm going to play a lumber and a brick for a,
Road.
yeah, and then that, those 4 essentially for a settlement.
Not essentially, you mean actually.
Actually,
Hey, man. Seriously? It's
You can
not
still
even
play
near
there.
a port.
you can still play there.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
He still has cards to steal from him, though. So
I do? Maybe.
You didn't
If-
want to
if
trade
I have
her
a
or
knight.
anything?
Oh, no. I have nothing to trade.
Okay.
6. 2 brick.
6.
Stanley,
Wow.
that was you rolled a 2 brick. Here you go.
Stanley
You can
2
just
brick.
call me
2 brick.
Stanley.
You got a Stanley.
Brick for you,
And
and a wheat for
grain
Nikki.
for
Grain
those
for
two
Nikki and
grain.
me.
Yep.
Grain for the south side of the table.
Grains. Done.
And greens. Hey, anybody want some green?
I'll trade you grain for grain.
No.
Okay.
Brick? Hey.
No.
You need a brick.
Are you
You're saying?
giving?
Yeah,
or
I
you
would
want?
like a brick.
I got
Yeah.
brick.
Yeah.
What 2 cards would you like to give me for brick?
Ooh, look at
I
that.
have grain.
Would you like 2 grain?
You have a grain and an ore?
No.
You have a grain and a
He just
wool?
rolled a Stanley. So
No.
it's the Stanley 2 bricks.
I don't know if I need 2 grain.
You said 2 cards.
I did. I
That's
said
2
what
cards.
2 cards. I did not say I'll take any 2 cards. I said what's your offer? No, I'll take a grain and anything else for a brick,
Give him 2 grains.
including a brick.
He didn't say anything else.
Oh my goodness.
You should give
You can
him
always
2 grain.
trade 4 for
He
1.
did not qualify.
My meaning was clear.
I understood you,
I know.
but I'm not going to do it.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm going to dump 4
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
4 grains for
for
a brick.
grain for a brick. It also gets robber
Yes.
Yeah.
robber
that's probably-
safety.
I understand why.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm going to wish for something here. Hey, a 4.
Oh.
It's not what I'm wishing for.
Wool for
Wool
Lee,
for you.
Aaron
Are we all
and
Nikki
Nikki,
and
and
grain
grain
for Dave
and Nikki.
and Nikki.
Just
I'm
what
the
I-
green lady.
Just what I don't need. Well, once you build here and
I
you get to
know.
a 3 for 1
I know.
Well, I guess that's it. I know we don't have wood out there.
Nope.
There you go, sir.
Plenty of
Are
grain
we-
though.
Are we having a wood shortage
We are having a wood shortage.
on our island?
Or
Seven.
lumber.
7. Let's. So nobody's got wood.
You said 7?
Yep.
I did say
Oh,
7.
boy.
You're okay.
I think she's
Yeah.
just okay. She's at 7.
You're going to probably get grain if you take from Nikki.
I don't really want to take grain from Nikki. I
You're at
will
7, right?
I got grain.
try to take ore from you.
You won't be getting it.
Well, I'll just see what you got.
That's what you're getting.
Hey. Can I do anything with that? Does anyone? No, no one has wood. Okay, I'm done. No trade.
Come on. 6.
6. Oh, 2 brick for me. 1 for
Stanley,
Lincoln.
you got a Stanley.
I have,
I don't know why that makes me
Roll
laugh.
the Stanley. Stanley 2 bricks.
and that's
a grain. Thank
for
you.
those 2.
Would anyone like grain?
Sure.
What do you need?
I need
Wood, right?
Do you
no,
need
I
brick?
need wool actually.
I'm
wool or
willing to trade.
ore.
I don't have wood.
Here, I'll give you. How many cards do you have?
4.
Okay, I don't want to put you over. I'll even give you 2
Okay.
for the wool. All right, I'm gonna spend a wool and a grain and an ore and buy a
Oh, the
development card.
development card. There you go.
Wow.
I'd love to get ore too. But
End of
somebody
turn.
blocked my ore space, probably as we're going to roll an 8.
End of turn.
Yeah, we're gonna roll a 7 and move it off.
6.
Oh my gosh.
6. Wow.
2 bricks for Stanley
Another
over here.
Stanley. There's another Stanley for you.
And grain for the south
Thank
side.
you.
All right. I officially am full of brick.
Full of brick.
So people.
I'm not gonna touch
That's what
that.
people say all the time. I
I'm
don't know
not.
why
I'm
they
not
say
even
that.
gonna touch that.
Anyone need any brick? Brick for cheap? I'll trade you a brick for nothing.
You can.
You
It's
can't
Nikki's
trade me.
turn.
It's not my turn.
It's Nikki's turn.
All right.
Yeah.
Does it
Well, maybe she wants me to.
Does
Maybe
it-
she wants you to, but you can't.
does it have to be 4 of the same type to trade in?
Yes.
It does.
If you trade,
Okay.
If you trade to the bank, aka trading posts, it's always of a kind. It's either 4 of a kind there, or 3 of a kind at the port, or 2 of a kind of the specific item. And you know, I didn't say this up front either, but you can only trade with the active player. There's no like third-party trades off to the
No,
side.
that's true.
Okay.
Although you could do a
4
three-way
grain
trade as
Yeah.
long as the active
or
player
wood.
is always involved.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Hey, a 5.
Wow.
So I get a wheat. Dave gets a wheat. And
It's
then
like-
we've got
And
two
Dave gets
bricks.
2
Dave
bricks.
got a Stanley.
You said wheat, but you meant wool. And then I'm Stanley 2 bricks.
It's called a Stanley. You got a Stanley.
Okay.
Okay, well, Dave doesn't have a lot of cards now. Nikki kind of does.
I
Just
have-
trading.
I mean, I have brick and I have wheat.
Yeah.
I'll happily trade it.
I'm just trying to get like 4 of something to trade because.
Yep.
I got brick. You need any brick?
Yeah, but you probably don't need what I have. Everybody needs wood.
Yeah.
I'll take almost anything and give you 2 brick.
Here's a grain for you. That work?
You know what? It gets me to 7 cards. So
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You definitely don't want to roll a 7
That's-
on your turn.
Absolutely.
The worst.
Otherwise, I
Hate
lose
yourself.
4 brick.
The worst. Okay, well, let's see here. I will trade 4 brick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
That's
One resource you
crazy.
seem to always
A
need.
trade is a trade.
That's
and
right.
take a wood
Wow.
and build a road. And then I'll
That's
have my
right.
hand down to a reasonable level once
More
again.
importantly, it's like the first road in forever.
Were you?
I know.
Did you drop this or
I don't think that was mine.
it was? It came out of your
Okay, then
hand.
it is mine. And that's where I'm building.
Nice.
I'll be building in another spot where a robber is soon, hopefully. Okay, your turn.
All right. Let me move this robber off of you.
With
A
that
4.
4,
Wow.
Wow. Wool for me and
it's
Nikki.
Nikki. Yeah,
Sorry.
That way, and then grain.
Grain for the south side.
Yeah.
All right. What-
Grain port, of course, is on the other side of the board, right? Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up here.
You know.
That's where you need to be.
I am going to. The only thing. Let's see. No one has ore.
Nope.
No, anyone want to trade me some ore? Anyone want to trade me?
I would be in better shape of potentially doing that if there wasn't a robber on the 8.
Anyone? I'm realizing now that may not have been the best placement. Just even
Well-
for the health of the game, frankly, for the health of the economy.
Put it this way: it hasn't hurt anybody yet.
No, we haven't rolled
At
a
the
single
very
8.
least, like,
That's
you
true.
haven't lost
That
an
is
8.
that is actually.
You
a good
haven't
point.
lost an 8 yet.
I know.
The dice.
It's going to happen, and that
not
thing will be there.
Rolled that. This is the only thing I can do to get myself under 7 cards. I'm gonna trade 4 brick for an ore
Yep.
and build a development card.
Okay, here, just give me all that stuff, and I'll give you the development card. There you go.
There you go. And I can't play it this turn, but I'm gonna look at it and cackle.
I was gonna say,
Oh, my goodness.
if you had a Monopoly
Monopoly?
card and you were on the 2-for-1 brick port, you'd be in good shape, or grain for that matter.
All right, I'm done.
Okay.
7.
7.
7 winner.
I'm at 8.
Oh.
Had to happen eventually.
All right, so it's half.
Yep.
Yep. Half.
So you're gonna lose 4 cards, but
Right, but
your
I,
choice.
Of
I
your
can
choice.
figure it out.
Yep.
4 of your choice.
Well, saving.
Half of 8 is 4, in case that's the part you need to figure out.
Thank you. No, I'm
I
just.
know she didn't need to figure it
Boo.
out. I'm
This
sorry.
hurts so bad.
Oh, I know. It always hurts. That's the great part.
Okay, Dave.
Well, it's got to be the 6, right?
It pretty much does at this point.
Only because it just keeps coming up.
Are you gonna steal from yourself?
No, not this 6. I'll steal from you.
It wasn't wood, I know that. So.
Nope. It wasn't.
Does anyone want wheat or wool or brick? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? I'm gonna cross my fingers.
Okay,
Go ahead.
it hurts.
Go
I
add.
tell ya.
Roll. I'm just gonna cross
Wow.
my fingers.
You have 7 and you're going to hold for
Well,
the whole
7's
turn?
okay right now. You
Yeah.
might be able to trade with Nikki.
We'll see what happens.
5.
5.
So many 5s.
2 bricks for Dave
Wheat.
on his smart gamble.
I mean, sheep. I keep saying wheat. I'm
Yeah.
looking right at it.
Because you want to
There's
say
2
wool.
brick.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yep.
Well, so how many cards do you got now, Dave?
Got another Stanley.
A lot.
No.
10. I believe you just got
6,
3.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm at 10. Nikki, what do you need?
I don't want to trade. That's
Okay.
the problem.
I got a sheep for a. I got a wool for a brick.
No, I'm just gonna cross
4.
my
Dang it.
fingers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Your turn.
Wow.
Well, there's no point. I can't trade with you yet anyway.
That's true.
Roll 5.
6.
Oh, my bricks. More cards for Dave. Wheat.
A grain and a grain.
Grain for those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought we-
It's all right.
Grain and a grain.
Well, I don't need any of that stuff. Anybody got a...
Do you need
Grain?
do you need a wool?
I mean, I do, but I have nothing to give you. All I have is that stuff. Anyway.
Do you have a brick or a wheat?
No.
I can give you grain. What do you
Can't
want to
eat-
give up?
I really would like a sheep, but
Okay.
it doesn't matter. I don't.
I'll give
really,
you a sheep.
I have 4 cards, and they're almost all wool, so I'm not going to
Oh, I
bother
see what
anybody
you're
with
saying.
that. Anyway, here you go.
Sheep for sheep.
Come on, 7.
Why would you
I can
not
still roll the
bother
7.
Anybody?
I
would've-
know.
I would
But
have
I'll be
taken
happy if
that.
I roll it.
Doesn't help me.
10.
Oh, first time in the
Stone
category.
ore for me.
Ooh, a brick.
And a brick for Nikki.
Yeah.
I guess I'm done.
All right.
Oof,
I just
okay.
need to roll anything but a 7.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
No
Please
7.
don't.
You've made it through 4 turns so far.
11.
11.
Hey, a wood.
Wood.
Ooh.
Aaron and Lincoln.
Lumber, I don't really want to give any to Aaron.
And
but-
another card for Dave. A wool.
It's a wool.
Oh, whoa.
12 cards.
Hey,
You made
Dave,
it all
sheep
here on the
for,
table.
wool for a brick?
Well, hang on. I'm going to play a knight.
Okay.
Move this here and steal from Aaron.
Me?
Yes, because you have both wood and ore now, and I want those things. So I'll probably miss it.
Damn.
All right.
Was it ore?
It
Or
was.
what?
Okay. So there's that.
So it's a development card?
Not yet. I have to do all my trading first. Do you want a brick,
I
Lincoln?
do want a brick.
I'll give you 2 bricks for something.
And I have basically wheat. I mean, wool. Boy, I don't know. I want to say wool. I want to say sheep.
I
mean-
will give you 2 bricks for a wool.
Just the bounty of bricks that I don't.
Well, that allows me to reduce stuff down as well. So I'm going to trade these 4 wool for an ore.
Or what?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, for a lumber. And then I'm going to build this road here.
Mm. So you can get a wool port. That's
Yeah.
a great spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will buy a development card.
Development card.
Oh, wow! You are into the development cards.
Well, that's what he's
Only
raising.
because we're not getting a lot of wood. The 8s haven't come up,
Mm-hmm.
and also because we've got a lot of brick going on in this game.
I know, isn't that weird?
But I've been
Come on,
getting
Nikki, something
tons of-
good.
6.
6.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here you go, Stanley. Here's your Stanley.
You get one this time.
Yep,
and
I now have a lot of brick.
wheat for the south side.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
build right away. Man. Let me just do it in the order of the picture,
Okay.
matching the picture, but in reverse. I'm not doing that. Hey, what do people want? I would like some wool.
I have a wool.
I just
I
got
don't
rid of,
have
I just
those.
got rid of all my wool.
I know you did.
I would have given it to you
I
had
know.
I known you needed it.
Well, so
Hey, what do you got? Wool? No,
sheepy,
you want wool.
I would like wool. I can give grain or brick. Look,
I'm
It's
just laughing
what
because that's what
I
all of our
got.
hands are.
it's what I got.
Yep. I'll give you, how's this, Nikki? I'll give you 2 grain for a brick. Does that allow you to trade up to what you need to do?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. There you go.
All right, so here we go. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 grain for what? For a
4
wool?
grain for a wool. Then I am going to build a settlement. So that's a wool and a grain and a brick
And a lumber?
and a lumber.
Did you know she had a lumber?
Dirt.
Yeah, I forgot.
I traded in. Well, I could, if the robber hadn't come up, I would have done this last turn, but I
Yeah,
couldn't.
she gave up 4.
I had to give up
Wheat.
4.
All right.
4 wheat. Or
So
But
that's
wool.
going
She's on
there.
a 3 for 1 port.
That's nice.
I surely am.
Oh, hey, here's a perfect reason why you have to trade first, right? In theory, you can't build to that port and then all of a
And
sudden
now
trade
make some
3 for
trades.
1.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why you
Right.
have to do all your trading first.
Okay. Oops. 11.
11.
Hey, wood.
Wood.
Or lumber.
Lumber.
Hey,
And
nice.
sheep for the south side. Wool. Wool.
Wool.
Oh, I
Really wish I could
get
get-
wool
Yeah,
now.
You get wool.
Yes, you do.
Well, you
That
just
one.
spent your whole turn trying to
For
get.
that one.
Sorry, Nick. Well, I will first build a settlement. I'm gonna build it over there around that 8 and 10. So maybe a 10 will come up in my dreams. And
Nice.
knock down my tower. Really would like.
Yeah, have we?
I would really like ore to start.
Have we
coming
rolled
up.
a 10?
Yeah, we have.
All right.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
And then
We haven't
I'm
rolled
gonna
any eights,
build another road
Nice.
towards. I guess the 3-in-1 is the only thing it can hope for. Brick. And over here, use one of these. Try going towards that. Okay. And that is my turn.
That was a good turn.
10.
Hey, I was
Hey,
just saying,
Brick.
have we ever rolled it? Or.
Okay. Brick for
You.
Nikki
And you.
me. And an ore for the Aaron there. That's
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Or what can I do with it?
I don't
Yeah,
like.
probably-
I don't
just get
like
it out of your
tens.
hand because he might try to steal it.
I don't
know,
like.
I
I
know
don't like
that.
tens.
You need so much ore to build a city, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if an 8 ever happens, I'd be happy.
I'm
Roading it.
gonna build 2 roads.
Okay.
Mm.
Roads.
I'm gonna build 2 roads.
Blocking happening.
I'm gonna build 2 roads.
Well, maybe not. He might be doing something else.
Did I mention I'm gonna build 2 roads?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna build this one first, illegally,
Illegal, illegal.
and then this one over here to actually retroactively make it legal. All right. And then
Okay.
do I have longest road? No, they're
Not
not.
yet.
Not
No.
quite. It's
All
getting there.
right,
though.
I'm done. No one. All right.
You might be the only person to get it.
Well. Lincoln's got 3.
10. I hate tens.
10.
Tens give me nothing.
Or
I like
Tens
brick.
give me nothing.
for
10.
you and Nikki.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gave you
Oh,
brick and I
yeah.
meant to give you ore.
Give it to Nikki.
I got
She got
it. I
it.
took a
did
break.
hand it to you guys and she got to me.
Boo.
Or clay.
And
Get his brick. Everything else. The wool is wool.
Does
Grain.
anyone want to trade an ore? That'd be only just Aaron.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
make me an offer. I see lots of
Make
people
me
with
an
cards.
offer.
Make me
I
an
can't
offer.
refuse. Not me. That was
Well,
a
it's
joke.
his
I have
turn to
nothing
trade.
for you.
Oh, right. I thought it was my turn. I got too excited.
You know what? Never mind.
Oh,
Go ahead, Nikki.
I was thinking about it.
Nope,
Offer's
too late.
done.
Off the table.
I know.
Nikki,
Cancel.
There was a
You just
ticking
like-
clock and we
End of
didn't
turn.
know.
Go
You
ahead.
didn't know.
go ahead, roll.
As
Man.
we're clarifying.
End of turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
that kind
10.
of didn't
A 10.
go in
No,
Okay.
these are worse. These tens are terrible.
Now I got
Thank
more
you.
ore. You should have traded with me. Now my ore is going up in price.
No, it's devalued.
No, that's not how capitalism works. I have more, so the price goes up.
More ore.
More or.
More ore.
Oh.
Did you do the 2 bricks? You got yours and she got hers.
Does anybody have wood to trade?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
Because not a single 8 has been rolled this
Here.
game. Lincoln is finally going to roll an 8.
I sure hope so.
10.
How about no? 5.
2 bricks for Dave.
At least it wasn't a 10.
That's a Stanley.
And wool for Dave and Lincoln. 5 is your number, Dave. You
Yep.
gotta stop rolling that.
10 as opposed to 10s.
Um,
Hey, I have 8 cards now.
Ooh.
Boo. What do you need, Lincoln?
a brick
Okay.
for
You don't have
a
a
ore.
wool.
No, of course not.
And you don't have
I would
wood.
really love an 8 to show up.
And you don't have wood either, right? Or you don't have lumber.
No.
right? Ugh.
No lumber.
No.
Okay.
You have everything I have. So
Don't worry about it. Okay, Aaron, your turn.
I would trade you if I could.
9.
9.
Oh, wood.
Oh, it's for Nikki.
So
Oh, wait,
amazing.
And, no, it's for me and you.
Yep.
9.
Me and you get the
Yeah.
grain.
Yeah, green.
Green.
That was what I was looking at too. And
Nice,
all of a sudden I was on
Nikki.
wood.
That is
Nikki just got a wood.
I
the roll
did.
I want.
Yeah. Build that city.
I will.
On rock and
We
roll.
built
Upgrade
that
that
city.
I think I'm going to do this one.
Yeah, I
Even
would
though I'm
too.
building towards the brick port, that will give me infinite wood.
Infinitely.
Infinite wood. I went to my doctor and I said, and he said, that infinite wood is going to kill you.
Okay, here you go, Dave.
3 points. I'm winning, as far as we know.
Yeah, you have 3.
I have 4.
Lincoln's got 4.
Why? Oh, he's built 4
Yeah.
things?
Yep. Nikki 9.
He
Nikki
snuck
has
up on
3.
me. I didn't know he
each
built
have
any of
3.
those.
Here we go.
Oh, I have 4 also.
7, I lose cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all right. I lose a brick. I'll lose 2 bricks.
Boy, I wish that happened after your trade.
A wool and a green. Here we go. I lose all those. You have no cards in your
That is
hands?
correct.
He
I
just did
spent
it all.
exactly my hand with that roll.
You're the worst.
Yes, I am.
Well. You guys have. Oh, Nikki has a wood.
A wood.
That's right. I got to go for it.
All right.
All right. Where's.
That 6 is a good spot to hit.
All right.
No, I know.
Go in here on the 10.
Yeah, boo.
All right. Is it this one? Nope. I guess I wasn't supposed to show everybody that. I assume you don't.
We
want
didn't see it.
I assume you don't want to trade for that wood.
I did, but I'll
No.
just poke
Okay.
my
No
brain until
way.
I
No
Roll it
way.
7.
7. Oof.
steal that thing back from Dave that he just stole.
Yeah, right. Oh, yo. Okay.
I'm immune to the robber. No card
Not
strategy.
I know you
She could
really
put it on the
are.
6.
I know, but
Or the 8.
it just means
she
that
could block your your Stanley.
it just means the other people are losing
Yeah.
cards and not me. They are still good spaces to
All right,
block.
you got to draw for me then.
Right.
Here you go. I assume you just. Oh no, you didn't.
I didn't.
Dang you! What is it with you people?
I don't know.
Stop drawing the 1 out of X.
That's like the one thing.
Every time it's the 1 out of X. That's
Oh,
amazing.
man. Let me see if I can build something.
That's really amazing. That is really amazing.
It is. I think it's neato.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to do a road.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey, she had lumber.
What? She did say she
I
had.
have.
I tried for
You
it.
did try.
Oh, what way do I want to go? Yeah, I need to get out of there. We gotta get out of here. I'm
want-
gonna go down to the
Yeah.
port.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's a good
That
port.
wheat port would be huge.
I was just thinking about getting that
Yep.
It's a
going.
long chain, but
Yeah,
you
it's
could get there.
really long.
1, 2, 3.
And you would
Then-
have another one here, which would give you another nine. You know, anytime
Yeah.
a 9's rolled would be great.
Yep.
All right, that's it. I have nothing else I can do.
Hey,
6.
Kubrick. 2 brick.
The Stanley. We got you the
And
Stanley.
you get 1, and then they both get grain.
Sorry. Yep.
I get 2 grain.
Oh, 2 grain.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Thank you.
Well, I will spend 4
Yep.
to get a lumber,
Yep.
as it is called,
Yep.
and I'll build another road.
Yep.
Sweet.
On that 3-in-1 that I would like to get to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here you go, Aaron.
Can you build a circular road that goes nowhere? 4.
4.
So you don't have to
Grain for those
turn.
two. It's a roundabout. And wool for me and Nikki. Does anyone have wood?
No.
No.
Does
I
anyone...
You got a crazy question.
Go for it.
No, you.
Oh, no, I did. I'm just saying it. I didn't think anybody had wood trade. I mean, it was a silly question.
Well, you never know. They might have traded, and then things changed.
They might have magically transformed one of their cards into wood.
No, but you know, like if they had traded a 4,
But I
like
mean,
they
then-
did that one time.
I know. How about grain? Does anyone want to give me a grain for a brick?
Nope.
No, I wish.
Okay.
All right.
It's such a tiny hand. Well, yours is small
Yeah,
too.
that's very small.
I'm going to play a knight before I roll. I'm going to move this here. I'm going to steal from you.
How come? I just offered you a good trade.
I know. Thank you. I wanted you to roll a 10 on your turn.
There we had
6.
6. Oh, what?
Just
My
in the
bricks.
nick of time. Just a
Grain
grain.
for those. 2 for Nikki.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at Nikki's hand. Look
Yeah.
at all those cards.
It's not good, actually, if we do a robber.
No, well, it's up to you.
Okay. Before I trade 4 grain for a wool, would anyone like grain for a wool?
Sure.
All right. I'll give you 2.
I was going to take 3, but no, I'm teasing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That still puts me at risk, but I'll chance it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Gonna build anything?
I won't chance it. I'm going to trade 4
Wow.
brick for lumber. And does anyone need grain? Does anyone want to trade grain for brick?
Yeah, okay. Wait.
That's very nice of you. I'm going to build this and be done with it. Boom.
Okay, Nikki.
All right, Nikki.
Don't roll a 7.
I know.
Come on, first time 8.
I know.
Lincoln wants an 8. Give him an 8.
Hey,
4.
Wool
That's
for
ridiculous.
Nikki and Aaron. And grain for Dave and Nikki.
All right, Nikki. You remember, you can trade 3 for 1.
Yep. That is going to happen right
You
now.
think?
Yeah.
How many cards do you have out of curiosity?
Like at least 11, I think.
Let me. 12.
Wow. That's pretty great.
Yeah. So we are clearly going to get rid of 3. Grain for a lumber, and then 3 wool. 1, 2, 3. For a ore. Then I'm gonna build a settlement for where'd my wood, grain, and a sheepy, a woolly
Yep.
mammoth. And that is my turn.
Come on, Lincoln. Roll that 8.
Yep.
Get it.
Very nice.
8.
Hey, how about a 4 again?
Was that 3 in a row? Wool for Nikki and Aaron. Grain.
That's why I
for
put the
Dave
rubber
and
there
Nikki.
early in the game on that 4.
How did you know?
Here you go.
Nine. 2 wheat for me. Green.
And 2 wood for Nikki. Or lumber.
Well-
Also known as lumber. Dang.
I'm not on any ports yet. Does anyone want wool or wheat? Grain, I mean?
I mean, no.
I can't do anything. That's
I know.
all I got.
I can't do anything.
Okay.
I had my 1 big turn.
All right.
Come on, 8.
I'm filling up with my hand with things that don't work.
10. Oh, my least favorite number.
The ore. Ore.
Yep.
And brick for...
Brick for the other 2 players that aren't me.
That aren't you. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, unless anyone wants wheat, I'm done. Go ahead, Nikki.
Okay.
9. Ah,
2 wood for Nikki. 2 wheat for Aaron.
and a wheat.
Are the cards component limited?
I don't think so.
We're almost out of
We're almost out of grain.
grain.
Wow.
Does anybody want wood?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
need
Oh, hold on for
wheat.
a good offer.
Grain.
I got lots of grain.
Hold on. Looking at everything I got here. Because that'll be a better deal.
Remember,
I
you can
do that.
trade grain 2 for 1.
I know.
I would like.
You can if you give me 2. If I give you 2, you might as well just. Well, no, that's good. You can do whatever you want if you take grain.
Yeah.
Does anybody have? I would like brick.
No.
I don't have it.
Nope.
Grain.
Okay.
Oh, the irony.
Grain.
2 for wood.
2 for a wood.
There you go. You can have what you want then.
Anyone else?
I'll give you 2.
Grain.
Yeah.
Okay. Dave.
Sure, I'll give you my whole hand for a wood. If you're just giving away wood,
I'm giving.
this will ensure the 8 gets rolled.
Giving away wood.
Right.
Then let's see what I got here.
Dang.
1, 2, 2,
She's gonna win right now.
2.
I mean, probably.
She's because
I mean, we probably should have all given her a single grade for the
Right.
wood, but whatever.
Who cares?
No,
It's
she
just-
had 17 cards.
I
Oh my
would
gosh.
like.
I know.
This is
Okay,
great.
this is going to be for ore.
Okay.
This is going to be. Oh, that's hilarious. Keep that.
Watch your ender turn with 9 cards.
This is going to be for a brick. This is going to be for. Do I even know?
Lumber?
I'm probably going to get a ton of lumber. Get another sheep.
Great. Wool? Okay.
Well, and
right.
then I'm going to
Build a road or something?
upgrade
city,
it to
I
a
assume.
city.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So that's 2
Two
grain
grain
and
and
3
3
ore.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
This one?
No, that one.
Okay. I don't know.
Because she's on the wheat port.
Oh, right.
Then I'm going to
2, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
build another road.
Cool.
Where are you going?
Here. And then I'm going to, can I do that? I can't. I'm done. Here.
Okay.
That was exciting.
A pretty big turn.
8!
8, finally.
You are correct.
Yes! I told you once I traded for the lumber. I ensured the 8 would show up.
I know, too.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I will build a settlement.
Is that the first 8?
Yeah.
The second 8 of the
Yeah,
game?
that's the
Wow.
first
very
8 of the
first
game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, as long as they keep showing up
Now
now,
we're
we
going to
can-
roll 6 in a row.
Yeah.
8.
I have no problem with that.
No.
I'm desperate for one, man.
No.
That'll be good. 3. If get 3 ore for every 8. 3 ore for every 8.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Okay, and then I'm done.
All right. I got a few cards, so I don't want to roll 7. I rolled a 3.
Ooh.
That's the first time at 3.
Ooh,
Oh.
2 rock.
Is that
2
the
ore
only 3?
for
Oh, there's
Nikki.
also and a wood,
Wood for Lincoln.
That's a
Thank
3
you.
for everyone
And
but
an ore
me.
for
But
me.
I have plenty of cards, so
Oh,
Or, thank you.
or what?
Or what? Thank you.
no one's got brick. Does anyone
No.
want anything? I wouldn't. I
Ore.
want to trade some
I'd
cards.
like an ore.
That's the one thing I don't
Totally
really want to
understand.
trade.
Yep.
Does anyone want grain? Does anyone want wool? Does anyone want lumber? Well, all right.
I will take a. I'll take a wool for a lumber.
I will make that trade. It puts me. All it does is give me 4 to trade in to go under my hand size.
There's
But I
nothing
will
wrong with that.
do it. First, I will. All right, I'm done. All right, no, I'm not done trading because I need to do that. I will trade these 4 lumber,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like an ore. But you can keep it because I'm going to buy a development card.
Okay.
There's the other 2
All
for the
right.
development card. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's Thursday.
I want a 5. I won't lie to you.
It's going to be an 8.
That's
It's all
fine.
8s from now on.
It's a 2.
Oh, 2!
Only
Whoa.
one 2 on the board.
For
That's interesting.
Nikki and Aaron.
Yep. Okay, well, I pass.
We're serious?
He only has 3 cards.
No
only have
trading,
3
no
cards.
He
nothing?
doesn't, he
Okay.
doesn't want to
I
trade.
got nothing to trade right now.
Here we go.
3.
3. Where's the 3?
And
2
ore
for
for.
Nikki.
That's an everyone but
Yeah,
not
or
me.
for-
Everyone who isn't me roll. I don't like 3.
Yeah, that's the 10 and the 9 for me. Both the 10 and the 9 for me.
That's no
That's
good,
the
yeah.
everyone but not
Need
me.
anything, Nikki?
No. Development card.
Oh, okay. Shucks. 7.
How many cards does everyone have?
I have 4.
I have 5.
I have 6.
Okay.
I don't know what I want. Taking something.
Well, you're going to get ore probably, which is probably what you want, right?
Sure. Okay, I will do my first city. I'll build this city on something. I'll go over here and hope that ore
Build the
starts
city on
happening, but it won't.
Grain and ore.
That's what's happening.
And then brick. Anybody have any brick?
No.
Nope.
Okay, here you go, sir.
But you cleared that 6, so now we can generate some brick. 6, baby.
10.
Okay.
Oh, that's the worst.
Ore and brick for everybody but Dave. Okay, I'm going to.
It's the 4 for Lincoln.
Does anybody
It's
have
the 10
brick?
for
I want
me.
to buy some brick. Anybody got brick?
Nope.
I
No
want to buy a
brick.
development card. I'm going to play it right now. Next
You're
turn.
not allowed to.
Next turn.
Right
You
now,
know.
next
Play
turn.
right now. Next turn. Your turn, Dave. Thank you.
I need a 5.
You got a 5.
Yep.
Oh, a 5?
So 2 brick.
2 brick and a wool. 2 brick and 2 wool, and 2 wool for Lincoln
Yep.
with his new city.
Newly minted
on
city.
rock and roll. Newly minted.
Does anyone want brick?
I do. What do you want?
I want wheat and something. Can you do that?
I'll give you wheat and a smile.
Okay.
I knew it was a
That
good
was
offer.
something.
Ah. Dumb.
I like that Nikki likes that. Okay, I will trade 2 sheep here at my sheep port for a wheat. You can keep it, or grain. There's another grain. There's 3. Oh no, that's not 3 ore. Dang it.
Want 2 sheep back?
Yes.
2 wheat back, whatever.
That lumber looked
Well-
like an ore.
Sheep don't grow wheat.
sure
on
does
their
kind of look
backs.
like an ore.
Does anyone else need brick? All right, in that case, I will buy a development card, and I will build a road as well. Thank you, Lincoln.
You got it.
End of turn.
Okay, Nikki P.
Okay, I'm going to play my thing to move the robber.
Yep.
Nice.
And let's go there again.
Okay.
You too. You. Okay. Now I roll a dice
Whoops.
and destroy
All right.
villages.
It's all right.
That's
8.
an 8.
You just blocked it.
I know.
4 ore though.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to lose it on my turn.
If you roll a 7,
It's coming.
don't roll a 7.
I sure don't want to.
Then don't.
This is surprisingly Wix. Here.
Don't do it.
6.
Good. I'm glad.
Brick.
2 brick.
Oh, 2. Scott
Oh,
Stanley
now.
for
It's
you.
always the 2.
Now.
Stanley,
And
1 for me.
3
Three wheat.
Grain
for me.
Nikki. Wow.
There you go.
Oh,
Nikki.
And a
okay.
grain
Yeah,
for
I know.
me,
I'm
please.
getting
Thank
it for
you.
you.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Double
That's a
checking.
lot of-
I knew
that's-
you were.
6 is a big producer.
Okay. Anybody have any wheat
Yes.
for a sheep? No. Wheat for
I have 1 wheat and I need to keep it right now.
okay.
I got wheat. What do you want to give me?
I'll give you an ore for 2 wheat. I mean, you could trade for that.
Right.
Unless you just want 1 wheat.
Yeah, I kind of need a little more than that, but that's okay.
Okay.
I understand. Well, I will get my hand down here. Oh no. First, let me build 2 roads. Let's just do that.
You can turn 2 woods into anything
Yeah, but I need them for.
for the roads.
Yeah, I mean, or 2 wheat. I mean, it's not enough. Or 2 grain. It's not enough.
No,
So I'll build 2
3.
roads,
Yeah.
which gives me the longest road.
All right.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lincoln's at 8.
And then
Ooh.
And then... One wheat for one ore, Nikki P.
1 wheat for 1 ore, yeah.
Development card.
Oh, we could be at 9.
Okay.
Done?
Yep. I'm sorry, I didn't hand you the
Sorry.
dice.
Okay.
Is there anything you want specific? You want to wish for?
Yeah, I want the robber to hurt Nikki.
Wow.
Because she
9.
has so many cards and she blocked my 8 that we just rolled.
9, 2 wood for Nikki, so she gets those.
And I needed the wood.
And then the other 9 is over here. and
2 wheat for
that's-
me.
and 1 for grain for you.
That
and
actually,
1 for-
and then I would have stolen from her to take the thing back that she took from me.
Sure.
It was the perfect roll, but I didn't get it. Let's see. But now I might take stuff from her just to help her. I'll take some of your cards to help you.
What would you like?
She can't give you enough cards to help.
I know. She has so many. I want lumber. Does anybody have lumber?
I wish.
Nope.
Yeah, I
just
don't- I
spent
don't
what I
Lincoln
What?
just
had.
spent his.
Yeah.
Could you give me for lumber?
Ooh.
I mean, do you have multiple lumber? You want to get rid of cards, don't you?
She can't get rid of enough cards by her turn.
Sure, she could give me like
Don't
6 cards.
feign
No,
like
no.
she has to give you 6 cards.
Well, I wouldn't.
She could if she wanted to be safe, but you're right. It would be silly.
True.
I could take lumber. I could also take brick. Does anyone want to give me some brick?
What can you give me?
I can give you wheat, but you have a lot of that. But you like wheat.
I do like wheat. I'm a bad person to trade with, I think. Because
Yeah.
I have a lot of nope.
Yep.
Well, but wheat is really good for
Yeah,
you, and you might
yeah.
lose everything.
Right.
I really need lumber, so I need stuff that gets me to trade for lumber.
I know that port didn't really end up being anything.
It was a point.
Oh yeah, I needed it. I needed
More
to build.
importantly, it got you the 9,
Yeah, I needed to build.
right?
I needed to be
Put it
off
this
the
way,
12.
there hasn't been a 12 once.
Mm.
You've gotten a bunch of
I
9s.
really need to get that. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm
Yep.
going to play the knight and move the robber off of my
Sure.
good number. And
I know you want to.
no, Lincoln has all the ore, so do you have any left?
Yeah, of course. I would have loved to have spent it the last turn because I didn't
All right,
want
well,
to be the target.
let's trade, then I won't target you.
Okay.
No, if you're going to play the knight, you got to play the knight.
All right. No, I can do everything at once.
Come on.
All right.
Do it
Let's target this space because it gives
Sure.
everybody a lot of good stuff.
Boo.
And I'll steal from...
The last place player, go for it.
She's
Here.
going to lose all those cards.
Only
should
if,
take one
only
from
if a
her
7
anyway.
gets
She's
rolled.
got 2 chances.
You should absolutely take one from her anyway.
All right, fine. She did just steal the card that I needed.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh, that's the one I want.
I'm
Can't have it.
sorry.
All right. Did you see what I took, or does it matter to you? All
I
right.
saw it.
All right. Now, I kind of want some ore, Lincoln. What do you want?
I could seriously use a brick. Do you have it? Have we gotten it? I don't even know if we've gotten it recently.
I have a bunch, but I also have 4 that I could trade. Is sort of the problem.
Sure, but if you want to spend 4 brick for 1 ore, or you
I
know,
don't really want to.
I'll give you 1 ore for 2 bricks.
Here's the deal, though, right? This is the game-winning settlement.
Is it? I don't think I have that.
You have 9 right now, don't you?
No, you have 9 if he has 9.
Oh,
if that's
you have
a
8.
problem. If that's a problem.
You're right. You're right. Sorry.
You're
Never
right. I
mind. Trade
don't-
him the brick.
He wants 2 bricks now. I think that's a little greedy. I should now. I
Is
should-
it? I mean, the ore has been hard to get. You're the only other person that's got it, and this is the only time I've ever paid out.
And I just didn't block your 4 ore harvesting
I
space.
know, but
Yeah.
I'm just.
I don't know-
I'll
and
do
I don't know
one.
why, by the
I'll do
way.
one.
All right, let's do 1. Just so I can catch up and get to 5 points like everybody else. So that. Oh no, I don't have a wood. Never mind.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Nobody has
don't have
wood.
wood,
Their
no.
wood's
Wow,
no
you
good
really
for
are
anything.
at 5 points.
4.
I'm 4, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and whatever that Michigas is over there.
But yeah, everybody else has 5 on the board.
Yep, that's
or
true.
7.
It's true.
Yeah, it's not good. Wow. All I can do is buy another development card, which I will.
I would love to buy those.
I mean, they're
I
not
bought
that great
my
if nothing
first.
happens with
My
all right.
first.
All
not
right,
that great
I'm done.
either.
All right. I don't even
Roll
know-
7.
I Is that what I want? I don't even
know.
know what I want.
You know, I mean, you're right. It hurts Nikki, but it's not really the thing you want to do.
6.
6. I'll take 2 bricks. And Lincoln will take 1, and you
3
got,
wheat
Nikki
for
gets
Nikki.
3 wheat.
1 for Dave.
That's crazy.
Green. And what do we get? Old brick.
Yeah.
The thing I needed earlier.
Yes.
Oh, that you just traded?
Yes.
I need wood is really what I need, but
Let's help Nikki out. I will play this Monopoly card for wheat.
What does that mean you do?
means everybody gives me their wheat.
Their wheat today.
All of them?
All of them.
yes.
Dude.
All right.
And does it get her below 7 cards? No, of course not.
Wow.
No, it does not.
That's the crazy part.
That's
she gave you
because
5,
I just got 3.
That you collected
Yeah, I know.
7 wheat, and she still has 8 or 9 cards.
Does anybody need wheat?
Sure do.
I'll take a little. Sure.
I'll trade wheat for a brick.
2?
Do you want 2 wheat for 2 brick?
Only just because I think you want your hand smaller.
No, I'll give you wheat for a brick.
Okay.
Nikki, do you want a wheat?
That is so vicious. No. I
I'm sorry.
actually, no.
Okay, fair enough. I understand completely. Okay, I'm going to
great.
trade.
That was a beautiful Monopoly, Dave.
It was.
I'm going to trade 3 wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm not on a 3 for 1 port. I'm
Nope,
going to trade
yeah,
4
4
wheat for a lumber.
Still one more.
Here you go.
Grain, wheat, whatever you want to call it. Since
Yep.
you didn't call it lumber, it should be.
Okay, grain, lumber, wool, brick. Gets me my last settlement. And
Oh, it's got 5.
I am done. I can't build a city.
That's right.
I've never even gotten. Oh, well, partly because I've been buying development cards.
Right.
In fact, and I'll buy a development card.
Why not?
End of turn.
Okay.
All right, here I go. it's a 7.
Is it?
Oh, she 7'd herself.
You have 8 cards?
Oh my gosh, I do.
8 or
1,
9.
2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Okay, you lose 4.
4. So I want. Dang. Shoot. This is. Durg. Okay,
Lumber?
tell me about it.
Yep.
See if I can do anything I was planning to do this turn, but I don't think so. I think my turn is complete.
Well,
Boo.
if you need a wheat, you can steal one from me,
That's right. You rolled a 7.
right?
Oh. Yeah,
Put
but
on that 5.
Yep. This is probably the best place to put it.
all right.
Because it hits me in Lincoln.
Yep.
It stops my 2 for 1 port. They're both
Does it
wheat.
stop
They're
the
both
port
wheat.
from
They're
being
both wheat.
traded at?
No, it just means I don't
Alright.
produce.
Yes.
I don't produce
Wheat.
wool.
Chew
wool
wool.
on
I
5.
keep
Yeah.
saying wheat. Okay.
That didn't help.
No.
That wheat.
6.
2 bricks.
And that's a Stanley. That's known as a Stanley. There's 1 for me.
Brick was my other Monopoly.
3 for
possibility.
Nikki.
But I
So
couldn't. Let her,
silly.
I couldn't let her trade all that wheat
Hey,
for
Jeff,
2.
No, I know,
wheat
you're
for
right.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, bummer.
Need some brick?
No, I don't need brick. Brick for a wheat, Dave?
I don't need brick anymore.
Okay,
I'll
Nikki.
trade you wheat for an ore.
I can't.
I'll trade you wheat for a wool.
No, Nikki.
Yes.
Brick for a wool. I mean, wheat, a grain, whatever.
You're gonna give me a brick?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna buy a development card.
Oh, not a settlement. That's like exciting.
Still could,
Well, I don't
still
have.
could get there.
I'm
though.
getting wood, so
Yep.
get a development card, and then I will play this 2 roads. Hooray! I get to build 2 roads. I'm gonna run out of those too, probably.
We gotta lock in that
yeah.
longest stretch.
That road's
Nice.
getting pretty long.
That was nice.
It's your turn now.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry you rolled a 7 by the way.
Have some
That's
good
okay.
numbers.
10.
A 10.
That
Oh,
is,
the worst number there is.
that is the game. Thank you.
Yeah. Or.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get the brick.
Or
What?
Does anyone want to buy this ore from me?
I'll give you wheat for an
Or
ore.
what?
I'll give you a brick.
Those are the two things I don't want.
You don't want wheat?
Nope.
Okay.
I want wood or sheep.
You need to build that brick port.
I know. And then I want to give this ore for sheep or
Lumber.
lumber.
Yeah, I don't
can't
have
do
it.
it.
I wish. If I had it, I'd give it to you.
I'm going
Play
to
one of
play
your
a
cards. I was
night.
going to say, play one of your cards.
I am going to. You have wheat.
Yep.
You have everything. I got to steal from Lincoln.
What do you think you're going to get?
The problem is, this is the only good Lincoln Nikki hex. And it's not even that good.
Maybe I
although-
need to steal from Nikki just because she
although
might
tens
have
came
lumber.
up.
Does anyone have lumber?
No. There have been no 8s, 11s, 9s, or 3s since the last lumber.
That's terrible.
At least that's my memory.
I don't know what I'm going to get from you.
You're going to get brick. That's what I was trying to trade with you.
Hey, he's got 2... Oh, wait.
I'm so close to it. Let's see. All right, I'm going to trade these 4 brick in for a lumber.
Yeah.
Will you 3 boys take these 2 girls to be your 7 brides?
Does anyone want to give me some sheep?
I don't have any.
I want
have
some
any.
though.
Don't have any.
No wool for you.
Don't have any.
All I can do, and I can't stand no more,
I can't stand it.
is make an attempt to block this road linkage.
Oof.
Yeah, you said it.
Three.
3.
3.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So much for blocking
Game
the
over.
road.
Because he has infinite brick and he just got 2 lumber.
And an ore for me. Well, I don't want to play a knight, but I have to before Aaron does, just in case. Problem is, I don't really want to move it, but I have to. So I will move it here. And I will take from you, Lincoln. Oh, God, I really can't. I'll take from you, Nikki. You're okay. The thing is, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that a knight over there?
That's a knight. I already used them.
I have to take from you. She's only at 5 points. Okay. I'm done. Go ahead. I didn't want to play the knight.
Wait.
Oh, thank you, largest army. But that's okay. 8. She rolled an 8.
Okay, you should have said that though.
Yep.
You now have 7.
That's why I played it.
7
It's a
Roll
public
an 8.
points.
All right.
Yep.
I like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
2
for
lumber
me.
for you and 1 for
Yeah.
Dave.
Yep.
And what for Lincoln? 4.
Yeah.
4
That's
ore.
why I didn't want to
I
move
know.
it.
I know.
You forced me to do it.
I know. It was my only shot at doing anything.
I know.
I'm building to a city right here.
Okay.
Upgrading.
Upgrade,
You do anything else?
perhaps.
How many wheat?
I do, but trying to decide if I want to just get a development card. I need a sheep, but
It's weird they haven't come up.
No one
for a
has
while.
any of them. This has been such an interesting game.
Right.
There's been
Right.
like a glut of something,
And then a whole bunch of
and then none of those for the
shortages.
longest of
Yeah.
times.
3. I can't trade at my posts, and I need a sheep. So here you go.
7.
You don't have more. You're okay?
6. I got 6.
Okay.
Just, oh, sorry.
And you're okay.
Let me
card-wise, right?
spread
Yeah.
them better here out.
The worst. Okay.
Well, you probably have to build that road, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can do that, but it doesn't make any difference. He could just build there and it stops it. It's not a big deal. It just means he can't connect his.
Correct.
So yeah, I'll just do that.
It means you keep a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
right?
Just do that. And I'm done.
Or you could build there.
Yeah, it's just, I'm not in that. I mean, we haven't got sheep for a wool for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
Your turn. 3.
3. That's the roll that helps everyone but me.
So
It
2
doesn't help
for
me. Oh, it does help
Nikki,
me. Yeah.
1 for
Thank
Dave,
you.
Thank you.
and 2 wood for me, which I don't really want, but
It's all trading fodder.
Yeah, 2 for 1 for you,
Still
because you
don't
have the
have my
port.
brick port, and I can't build anything but roads, which don't really help me right now. And I mean, I could build some roads onto where I think I could build my 5th settlement, but that's almost just like purging stuff out of my hand to get it out of my hand. Which would be like going over here or over here. I'll build that road. Just in case my game goes that long.
10! My least favorite roll.
Or 2 brick for Nikki. 1 for Lincoln.
And since that produced no sheep for
I don't
anyone,
know why you gave me this, because I
I'm sorry.
want
or
ore.
wool, as we like to say, I can do nothing.
All
Go.
right.
3! My least favorite roll.
Once again.
We've rolled 3, so much more than 8.
Nikki,
2 ore.
thank you, Lincoln.
And I
Two
need
wood,
2
2 wood.
lumber. For
Look at that. Lumber is like the thing we didn't have. Now
I know.
Now we can't even get wool
But it's from the
anywhere.
3s, not the
I
8.
know.
You roll 8.
I would like the 8 to
The
show,
8s
too.
would be
Nah,
better.
that's true.
But the 8s would
We
be
don't
better
want.
for
No,
Lincoln.
you're right. 8 would win the game for Lincoln pretty easily.
Well, 2 of them. One, maybe not 1, but 2 of them
Yeah.
probably for sure.
I'm gonna trade in.
Yeah.
Yep. That is gonna be 3 brick for
Yep.
that deal to get a wool.
Okay.
Wool, and then I'm gonna buy a development card. And that is my turn.
All right, Lincoln. No 7. I really didn't want you to do
I think
that.
Lincoln has to.
11 cards. Okay, well, there goes those lovely ores.
Yeah, they'll be back.
Okay.
And then,
Maybe.
Move the robber.
oh yeah, I gotta move the robber. Let's go here.
Yep.
Dave, I guess.
You have to.
It's Dave or Aaron.
I have
Aaron,
4 points.
Yeah, you got 4 cards.
I have
Oh, no,
1,
you got-
2,
yeah, you
3,
got
4,
5
5,
cards.
6, 7, maybe 8.
Yeah.
Oh, because you got knights.
Yeah, I just got that last round, right? There you go. You might get something better.
Okay. And then,
Look at that. See?
Yeah. and then I'll spend 2 wood, lumber for a wool,
Yeah.
buy a development card, and then I will play this previous development card. It's a knight.
Okay.
I'm going to move it again.
Wow. So you get 2 steals
Yeah,
then?
If
basically.
you sure,
Yeah.
If I get something good.
if you roll a 7 and play a knight,
Okay, Nikki P.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's that.
Okay.
Here you go, Aaron. Know what you want?
yeah, but
6.
it's never what I roll.
Got a
Oh.
Stanley.
Stanley, and you get 1. and then block that
Exactly,
space. But as usual,
What do you need?
Don't,
Do you need
I
lumber?
need wool. Like, everyone
Yeah,
needs wool.
I need wool
Yeah.
badly.
I
too.
needed to roll a 2 or a 4 is what I needed.
Fair enough.
And I don't have enough to trade. I mean,
Crazy Dave's ready to trade.
how about
I don't
brick?
have. I don't.
So
Crazy Dave's Trading Emporium. How about brick? Someone want to give me a brick?
I'm Crazy Dave from the island of Catan. And right now,
Actually.
everything
All this wool can be yours.
is. All this book can be yours.
Nikki, do you have any brick to trade?
Call it sheep, call it wool, we don't care.
What do you
It
have?
has to go out the door.
We don't care.
I got
what?
ore. Do you want rocks? You want rocks? You don't have a lot of rocks.
You mean
She's
ore?
got nothing but ore.
She's got
All
nothing.
these 3s came up.
That's right.
I needed an ore
got
port,
any-
I'll tell you.
You got any bricks for me? Dave, no.
No, 0 bricks. I need. What happened to all those 5s that came up?
I don't know. What'd you guys do with all
You
of
can
it?
don't
get to the
know.
ore port, Nikki. I mean, you can't.
It's
Wait,
too
you
late.
Can't.
It's way too late in the game.
Can't anyway.
Yeah.
No.
Neither spot is buildable.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been your port.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be. I mean,
No.
I've only had 2 payouts, so
Yeah.
Okay, what if...
which was
how
7
about
cards, but
Yep.
I'll give you a lumber for a grain and an ore.
Give me a lumber for a grain and an ore.
I like how you
Well-
couch that to make it sound like a really great deal.
Lumber's pretty rare.
Here's the thing. I have no grain to give, so... Because somebody has that there.
Yeah.
That's a good
Somebody,
place to
and
put
somebody
it.
stole
It's
all
a
your
good
grain.
place to put it. Here we go.
Yeah. And
8.
that.
it was great.
And that.
Now you've got lumber.
Lumber.
Oh, all that.
And a lumber for Dave.
A lumber.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Ugh. No one needs lumber now, right? You don't need lumber, right?
I don't need it. I don't have anything I think that you would want.
Fair enough. In that case, I'm done. There's nothing I can do.
Okay.
Roll it up.
Okay.
5.
5, finally!
Hey,
I don't know that I'm getting a turn,
lots of
but
wool and lots of brick for
Yeah.
Dave.
I don't think I'm getting a turn, but at least I have stuff.
Stanley, you got to
Wow, you got a Stanley and a double wool.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to play my card, which is a 2-road thing.
Okay. Road building.
And I am going to pretend like maybe I can get a longest
Yep.
road.
You might.
You
So
never
there's
know.
2, and then
Yeah.
I've got enough to build one more road, so
Yeah.
But you can't build a settlement now, right?
no.
Well, if you can do it.
And that is my turn.
Would that
Cool.
would- yeah. All right.
All right, don't roll a 7. I mean it.
8.
Thank God.
Oh, hey, lumber.
2, 3, 4 of these. I'll get you a little.
All right.
bit.
And
I'll get you
you got your
lumber.
4. Did you get your 4 ore?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it help? Did you need that 4 ore?
Do you want to
didn't.
trade for some ore?
No, I got a lot of ore.
Can I have some?
The stack of the ore.
Can you
What do you
trade?
have to trade?
Whatever you want.
You have wheat?
I have
Grain?
I have 1.
Okay,
No.
I'll give you 2 for 1.
Nah,
2 grain for
I
1.
don't think I need to trade.
Okay. I don't want to trade with
Do
you.
you want to do a 3-er then? One of your ports?
I'm going to. I
Did
have
you
to.
get? Did you get your 1 lumber there, Dave?
I did. I had
Yeah,
it.
he gave it to me.
All right.
So
I'm
I'm
just
gonna do
checking.
3.
You gotta make sure that when your turn comes
Just
around.
you be quiet.
Yeah.
3 for grain,
Sure.
and then I will build a settlement right here,
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yep.
Good place for it.
and then
Legal.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You
5,
still did the right
6,
thing.
I think so.
7. He has 9 points.
4.
I mean,
Yep.
if the game continues, I have blocked him from branching out from that place. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean his.
hey.
He just needs a city.
on rock and roll.
I assume your development card is not a point.
No.
You know, this would be the right time to flip it over if it was.
I'm going to do 3 more ore for another, and I'll buy a development card.
All right, good luck. Come on, victory point.
And the game's over.
Victory point?
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Did you have a knight left?
I did have another.
You could have played that first too, just to steal, because maybe that would get you to build a city, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
true.
Still, it was fine.
Okay.
Wow.
So my first 2 were victory points.
yes, I figured as
Wow.
much because
Yeah.
you weren't
Wow.
playing.
I
them.
never played them, right?
Well, I was wondering about Dave. Did you have one?
I did have one.
How
So
many
I-
are in the deck?
5. you
5
said.
total.
So you got 1. There's
Are they all
1 in the
different
deck
buildings?
still.
There's one
They
in the
are,
deck
yeah.
still
Hall,
because I
Chapel, Great
only
Hall.
got a knight and I built a road.
What is your
Market.
building, Dave?
Market.
Market. And I'm a
Market.
library.
Catan.
It's been a long time
Catan.
since you played. What do you think?
It has been
That's
a
what-
long time.
You should say Catan when you flip over your victory points.
Catan. Flip the table.
So what was it? Was it? It's Lincoln, and then
I have 5, 6, 7, 8.
okay.
I ended up with 8.
If those count.
Yeah, these all count. What are you talking about?
Well, it says reveal. Oh, you only reveal them until when you win.
You just show them at the end,
All right.
basically.
Then I have 6 when these are counted.
And Nikki also has 6.
Yeah, I have 6.
Interesting. Well, I certainly had. Well, what do you think, Nikki? I want to start with you.
Okay, it's been a really long time since we played this game, but I still liked it. I liked it a lot. It's fun. It was certainly a good way to get into the hobby at the time.
Oh my gosh.
And
20 years ago, this is the game that brought us in.
And I know that nowadays people are kind of, there's a group that is like, blech, but that was fun. I liked it. It's simple and it's pretty straightforward, and you do your stuff and you have a little interaction with players, which is always a good thing. A lot of games can have less interaction nowadays, unless you're playing a co-op.
Sure.
But I liked the interaction, and it's not a co-op, so you
Yeah.
don't
Trading is
have to be
interesting.
Yeah.
nice
I don't,
about it.
I've never played a game with trading before
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
What do you think, Aaron? I know this is probably the least of this group. You're the one who doesn't like it as much as the rest of us. But
it's the ultimate gateway game. But it's 25 years in the past
Sure,
for me.
yeah.
It really doesn't have any mechanics or theme that excite me at all anymore. You know, I mean, it wasn't like for a lot of people, this is the game that got them into
Yep.
Euro
It is
games and
for
modern
us, for
board
sure.
games.
Yes.
Yep.
And I completely respect it for that, and I think it has its time and place, but that time and place is long past for me. You know, I don't particularly like the randomness of the resource
Right.
generations. And
I mean, it's painful.
and the way that
at high value numbers that should be high. See, because normally in my games, I don't take those numbers when we actually
Right.
select, because
I mean-
to me they're more burden than they are benefit.
But that almost balances out, because the 8 is categorically going to come up more often in the long run than the 5
it
or
did.
the
It showed
4
up
is.
3 or 4 times
But-
finally.
But it also is a much higher target for the robber, right? So
Right.
that balances out
And
a
the
little
6.
bit, right? That
Yeah.
I mean, they're right here on the tokens. This tells you how
Yeah.
many times out
5,
of each
yeah.
die roll that is expected to come up. But it balances out because they're higher targets for the robber, obviously. But you know, I just don't love that probability guessing and
They actually have the
and
odds
things.
in the rule book
I
now.
also, well, I mean, they're really right here on the counters. Which
I mean,
think
they
is
actually have
smart.
actual percentages in the rule book. It's weird.
The other thing that can be a little frustrating is when you sort of get hemmed into a corner and don't really see a path to victory. There's not much that you can do.
Right.
You know, I mean, I just got really unlucky and never got my brick port down here. I
that's
just
crazy.
never had the card to
Right.
build that port. But you know, even if I did get there, I've got 5 points on the board. I've got sort of lucky, and I've got 7 here in my cards, my development cards.
Right.
But you know, I'm long locked out of the longest road struggle, and I'm not drawing the knights for the largest army, and I just really don't have a clear path to victory, and I sort of spend the last half an hour of the game waiting for it to be over. Anyway, it's not a game that I, you know,
Understand.
request often and
Well, if you had been able
and
to
play
build,
often
if you
anymore.
had just been able to build this,
Sure,
I mean,
but-
holy cow, that would have been.
But
a
the
pretty
numbers
great.
didn't come up,
I
or
know,
I didn't
I know.
get the right, you know, steal from the robber when I stole from people. You know,
You didn't get the 1 out of X every time?
I sure got it from you that first time. But you know, they're just the little bits of randomness can really just decide your
Sure.
game.
I
and you're
understand why
sort of
people
It's a
don't
dice
like
game.
that.
It's a game with
waiting for
dice.
someone
Yeah.
to win.
You
this
can't
game.
expect.
However,
you can't expect the bell curve.
It is a
be-
classic, and
Yeah.
even 10 years ago, I knew people who were not all that into board games and were just like, I discovered Catan, and I have people over every week to play it, and we love it so much, and we play it 5 times in a row.
That's
It is
wild.
just, you know, it's easy to teach, it's simple and graspable, it's got so much more going on than Monopoly and Sorry and the things that
Yes.
people grew up with playing as kids,
Yeah.
and it really still can be an intro to, you know, that world that people don't really know exists. So
Funny
I
thing is,
really do
this
like
game
it
is
for
now
that.
the game, one of those games that could be that you grew up with, right, as a kid.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's old enough.
you could be
It's
30 years
28
old,
years old,
and,
I think, or
and
something
learn
like that
this
now.
as a
95.
young child.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's 7 years old.
27 years old, right?
Yeah.
You
So
could have
there
learned
are
this as a
there are
very
plenty
young
of
child.
gamers at the time when this came out that like were like, yeah, we're going to just make dice decks instead of dice, and that way
Oh,
you
sure.
know your probability.
It's going
Yeah.
to even out, absolutely.
It doesn't mean it will come up because you.
Yeah, the dice it reshuffles after.
There's, I can't remember when it reshuffles.
I think there was a reshuffle card in the bottom half of the deck or something like that.
Or just
I think it may be reshuffled after every 2 or every 12 or after every say 3 sevens or 4 sevens. I can't remember how it reshuffled. But the point was,
I never played with one of those, but I absolutely understand why people wanted to.
sure,
right.
you know, that's never bothered me.
Oh, you're the one that's probably played this the most out of all
Yeah,
of
the
us.
robber has never bothered me. I mean, there are people that I think legitimately just don't like this part of the game. They don't like the idea of, and part of it is like here's an example. Like when I'm stopping you from getting brick. Now in this case, it didn't work out that way, but there are instances where you might need to be stopped, and in doing so, I'm also hurting Lincoln on this space, and he might be way behind.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it can feel very unfair, right? Like at one point, like obviously this is an easy robber once you get to a
Sure,
certain number
sure.
of points.
Right, but then you got the sevens weren't really coming up, and you didn't. I mean, you stole from me, and I broke my own back there with that 7 on my own.
Right. But the interesting thing was, Nikki, just for this game specifically, Nikki had this great port
look at that.
generation engine. Yeah, but she has the fewest points of the 4 of us.
Well, she didn't buy development cards.
She didn't. Maybe you could have segued into that sooner once that port got set up.
But
Maybe.
but lumber was like a problem for her, right?
Yeah.
That was like you.
But
could,
here's the
she
other
could build
thing:
a road.
she did buy a development card, and one of them
That
was
was
road
roads,
building,
I
which
know.
did not help her.
No.
That was too late in the
Too
game.
late in the
yes.
game.
Sometimes that happens. Like the first card you buy is a victory point,
And it
you're
doesn't
like,
do anything for me. Right.
it gets you a victory point, but you're right.
Now at the end of the game, I can build like 4 roads, but it absolutely does nothing for me because I can't build any useful roads.
But this ended up, even though you were hitting mostly Nikki here, my not getting that 1 wheat is what stopped me
buying another development card.
from being able to build a city 2 turns in a row.
Yeah.
Because I had for the longest time 3 ore and a wheat and like 3 this. That was like my hand to a certain extent. And I'm not on a 3-for-1 port.
Right.
That was my problem. I'm only on a 2-for-1
sheep, yeah,
sheep,
the wool.
and I couldn't trade 4-for-1. And when I didn't get that, now granted, that only takes me to 9.
Right.
But once I get largest army,
Well, you were buying a lot of cards. I thought for sure. Well, once I knew
Well,
that
'cause
at
I'm
some
not-
point you finally had a victory point.
because
card,
I wasn't getting any, for the same reason that
Aaron wasn't.
that you were doing your thing, right? Since the 8s weren't coming up, and since I was getting wheat and sheep all the time, it just made sense.
It is weird the dice thing. You're right. It will eventually it should show up.
But
the
it
numbers.
doesn't.
Well, I'm
You
talking
know.
about over multiple
Sure,
games, just the
sure.
odds of the numbers.
Yeah, you don't roll the
evening out.
dice enough in this game to get an honest sort of bell
Correct.
curve. And you listen, Space Base is the same way. I have both won and lost games of Space Base. I have won some games of Space Base by recognizing early, and this is crazy. This is going to sound insane when I say it. I'm playing a game and I'm like, oh, okay, 9 is going to be the number of this game. And so I'm like, I'm just going to buy 9s. And then, like, a third of the roll are 9s.
Yeah.
Now, I could lose that way because I'm piling up on 9s and they might not come up.
Right,
But
right.
they're, like, it just seemed like 4s
Yeah.
seem to be the number in this
They
game. Like,
kinda
I
are,
put
right?
the robber here more than I put it, I think, on the 6. And partly I did that because 4s just seemed like they were coming up more.
They really do look the same. When they're like this in your hand, it looks like an ore.
yeah.
It is funny.
But specifics notwithstanding, this was the game that got me. I mean, everyone. How many people have this story, right? This was the game that really introduced me to European games, and you've heard this story from me before. It was at LA Strategicon. I had gone because a married couple friend of mine were very into role-playing games, and they went to Strategicon, and I didn't want to do that, but they're like, "Come on by, we'll get you in for free," and you know, it was a lot of, in the early days, it was a lot of those it was a lot of war games and rail games, but they had an open gaming room, and off to the side were 4 guys playing Settlers. This was probably 96, maybe 96, 97. And 2 of them, for whatever reason, were wearing cowboy hats. and they were all playing with like Western accents, like sort of Texas-y Southern accents, I guess because they were settlers.
Okay.
Right.
So they looked like they were having crazy fun, but more than anything else, this is the first game I ever saw with this kind of resource development thing, where you roll dice and you get stuff. This was the first game I saw where you're not playing on the tiles themselves, but like where they intersect. That was like, what is this game? I was so enamored just watching them play, and it of course helped that they were hooting and hollering,
having a lot of fun,
gunning it up. I mean, it just looked like so much fun. And this, I think, was also one of the first games where you would play it with people and they would willingly play it again immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I'm a very big fan of playing something 2 or 3 times in a row, and most people don't like doing that. Most people play a game and the next thing you do is they put it back in the box.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, why aren't we playing this a second time?
Yeah.
This was the first game where I never had to twist anybody's arm, and we probably had sessions where we'd play this 4, 5, 6 times in a row. I mean, just over and over and over and over and over.
Well, our experience was something similar. So originally, we had a gaming group that was board games. It was my friend who I grew up with, that we played with these older guys that had they were tons of games. Like, to me, it had to be hundreds and hundreds of games, which is a lot. And we'd go over there on Fridays and play. And so then when we ended up moving into the same neighborhood, he's like, let's do game night again. I'm like, okay, wow, that'd be fun. And Nikki was like really excited about it. I asked her and she's like, oh my gosh. So we started playing games, and it was pretty basic. I went to a few game stores, and one of the guys tried to sell me Catan. And I think this was 98. Might have been 97. And
Is this the Mayfair
at school.
one?
Yes, and it was the very first one that I believe, the Mayfair one, that was pictures of wood.
With that like 70s sort of Peter Max.
I can't even
sort of
remember.
art
I just
style.
remembered like the blotches of color, and it was $35, I believe, which was too much, right? And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money. And so I didn't buy it, and we bought other games, and we got into Supremacy was one of the games we got into. And then we quickly merged into LAN gaming. And so everybody bring their computers to our place, and we'd LAN, and people would leave them there, or they'd bring a monitor and leave it there, so we could just bring your computer in.
Yeah,
and everybody's
back
lugging
in the
their big
day
computer.
when it's like,
gigantic
a monitor.
Huge monitor, yes. And then one night, one of our friends brought over Catan.
Yeah.
And we played that, and he, one of the guys that was in the LAN gaming group and the board gaming group initially, then played the game away from us. Then he showed it to our friend and Daryl brought it over, and we were like, oh my gosh, played it all the way through, and then immediately played it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then literally that night, I looked up Catan and found BGG.
Yeah.
And it was, it changed our lives. It literally was like a big deal to us.
Yeah.
This was a really...
So that was like 2000 then, right?
2002.
Yeah.
So we, it's been, it's just about exactly, a little bit over, I think, 20 years since we played Catan. And I think I have a super fond spot for this game in my heart. But I do not like, as I said earlier, I would never put settlements on these spots. If only if I had to, right?
The 6s and the 8s?
Yes, I feel they're a target. To me, like 4s, 9s, and 10s show up a lot. And 5s obviously do too. You know what I mean? And those are good numbers to be on. I don't know why that is the case. It was the same old story here. We went more than half the game before 8 was rolled.
8 came up.
But the 8s ultimately is what did it for you.
Oh yeah,
right?
I mean tons of. I had almost all the ore. It was ridiculous. That's just my casual observation.
Sure.
Because it's like it shouldn't be that way, but it sure seems to happen a lot.
Sometimes there's just there's a number that comes up.
Yeah, this is one of our most played games, I imagine. But
Probably.
yeah, I mean Wyatt Earp is the number one, I think.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a really great game. I mean, it still feels good to me. It's just the. I would never play those. I mean, it was okay. I like not thinking about it. It was great to just start in a spot. But oh my gosh, having those high numbers, I'm just like, I don't like. They're still going to hit like I hit the 4, and or you put it on the 4 or something like that. That's a good spot because it stops a lot of people. Once I was there, it was an imperative for you to block that.
That's a great
one,
spot to block.
Of course, it was only the last thing I did, but you know what I mean. It would have been great, like if it was one place where you hit all 3 of us and not you. That's like what Dave was saying, the challenge.
Clearly, that setup in the quick start has everyone near one of the
Yeah,
red
sure.
numbers.
Right, exactly.
Well, I
It's-
was on 2.
It's in theory a balanced setup, right?
Nikki
Yeah.
only had 1, but you had 2 and I had 2, with the 6 and the 8 and the 6
Yeah.
and the 8. But so you and Aaron, but your numbers were good too. I mean, the 5 was good for you. Was the 5
No.
one of the ones? No, it's not yours.
I'm on a 6
yeah,
and
yeah.
an 8.
Yeah.
It's
I started
5.
there. Dave
And then
had
that 5.
Yeah, that was the 5. Dave's on 2 5s.
Yeah.
I was the only one that had a doubled up number from the start.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it seemed like it was going to work out because
Well, then
fives.
the sheep stopped.
Yeah.
The wool stopped.
I got
rolling.
my
It's
share.
so weird.
I got my share of 5s early,
And how
then
much
they went
wood
away.
did
Yeah,
start
they never
showing
came
up,
again.
right?
Right.
Like no wood, and I think that's just because like Aaron put a city there, which is all of a sudden it's going to pay 2 when it actually delivers. But yeah, I think it's a fun game. It's
Also,
just,
the 9 started coming up as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, and the 3s. I mean, that's where we got all this wood all of a sudden.
yeah, it's true. I mean, I think I got maybe 4 wood out of that. Oh, probably got some maybe a 3 earlier. I don't know. It seemed like it didn't come up very, and it shouldn't show up, right? The 3s it shouldn't come up that often.
Right.
But like I said, 3 and 11 are supposedly the same. And
Well,
those would
12
show
never
up.
came up, right?
Yeah,
that
12
was the
was
one.
never
That was the
up.
one
Yeah.
number that never showed
That would
up.
have been cool for me.
So frequent viewers will know that we almost always play the basic game with no add-ons or expansions or anything, but there are a lot of Catan expansions and
Yeah.
additions to the Cataniverse, like
Right.
Starfarers of Catan, and there's a 2-player version, and
That's a card game,
Seafarers.
yeah.
Seafarers. There's a 5
Cities
to 6
and
player
Knights.
expansion. So, any quick thoughts
Yeah.
on those? Any that you like or don't like, or think that the game needs or doesn't need or benefit from? I know that there's cities and Knights.
I haven't played almost any
There's
of those in
Seafarers.
forever.
Yeah.
I remember actually sort of liking Cities and Knights,
That's what most people
but
say.
not needing it. For the games that aren't expansions, but that were new standalone games based on this system,
Which
The
Starfarers was quite different. But
Settlers,
used this,
the Stone Age one, whatever that was called.
right, I think it was
Settlers
no,
of the
no,
not-
that's a different game. Settlers of the Stone Age is a
But it's
different
not.
game.
It's,
Yeah, there is one. There is one. I
There
think it's
is
called
one,
Settlers
yeah.
of the Stone Age.
There's a,
Yeah, I think so.
I thought that
there's
was
some
a-
Stone Agey
Yeah,
Neanderthal-based
yeah.
settlers that I love. It's its own map. Everybody starts here, and you sort of expand.
and you expand
out.
westward, sort of.
But you
yes.
have a limited number of
Yes.
settlements. So when you want to place a settlement on a
You
new
pick it
hex,
up
you're
from this-
pulling it from your
I
thing.
remember that one. That was
And it actually sort of thematically plays.
I think that one's
Was
coming
that-
back. I
is
think
that
one's actually
Zarahemla or is that a
Well,
different?
that's another one. Zarahemla was the redo that it had. Like you're building the wall. There's
Yeah,
a wall building
there's
element.
definitely a
I think
wall
that they
one.
use on the Game of Thrones Catan as well. Maybe. I mean,
Oh, I didn't
there's-
even know about that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I
There's
forgot
a Game
about
of
that
Thrones
one.
one. But they've added. They keep doing more things for it, which is great. The Starfarers was one of the cool early ones.
That one was very cool.
We actually have the wooden 3D Catan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it has Cities and Knights, but we have never played Cities and Knights. Like, we don't play any games, even when we weren't doing this show, enough to like get that
To
deep
get all
into
the
it. Like,
expansions
we
going.
would normally play with somebody who hadn't played this game, and then we
Right.
would just show them this game. You know what I mean? We don't usually.
You might like Cities and Knights because it turns this game sort of into a more chewy game.
I think I've played it once,
Yeah.
long ago, and I don't remember anything about it.
But there was Settlers Mania, right? I mean,
Yes,
know.
exactly.
There's a case to be made. This was the first real game to show people that you could make expansions
That you
Yeah.
can
to
franchise
your
Yeah.
board,
every year
to your
for a while.
board game.
Yeah.
And
We also, the one I really liked was Nuremberg, Sellers of Nuremberg. I really liked that one. I don't even remember why now because it's been a very long
don't
time. But
remember it at all.
I went like struggled to get it. I might have got it from somebody that imported it for me, and you know but Mayfair also brought it in too at some point. I don't really remember how all that worked. Because they actually Mayfair
I think that was Jay Tummelson when he was working at
yeah,
Mayfair.
and they imported it initially and then put the rules in the box, and then and he ended up getting it licensed for them. Yeah, yeah, it was interesting. I mean, that was the other thing was like Funnigan was one of the best places to go for those types of things because they had the
Sure.
rules and they
Yeah.
had
They would print them and put them in the
yeah,
boxes,
exactly,
right?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Here's the cool thing, though. The cool thing is that this game still chugs along, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly legitimate that you played it, you got everything you need to get out of it way back when, you have moved on, right?
I feel that way about a lot of games.
Yeah,
Sure.
but that's fine. But that has not stopped this game from still
Oh, absolutely.
from still A, obviously finding a lot of new people, but also B, still being played probably by a lot of sort of old timers, though again, I don't know how many. Now, we had talked about this on some of our other shows and stuff. You know, I used to play this a lot online.
Yeah.
On Brett Spielwelt, actually. And
Right.
those were all 3-player games for the most part. And they were with the fast setup where your first placement's a settlement, your second placement's a city, and then everybody gets one more road. So you start the game with a settlement, a city, and 3 roads.
Huh.
Which means if you've placed your third road, which everyone has sort of correctly, you're already ready to build a settlement
Right.
by the time you get the cards to do it. And that's great. And it also was great for a 3-player game because the board is almost too open for a 3-player game. But if you play sort of the fast start, it becomes really interesting. But I don't know if I played a standard 4-player game of this. It has to be at least 10, 15 years easily since I played this.
I remember this was one of the early games I played with you. And, you know, it was definitely a regular game. But I don't know if we've played it together much since then.
Right.
You know, maybe another time or two. Even though, I mean, this was one of the ones that we would pull out for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I still think it's fun, but yes, you have to deal with the die rolling, and it's just understand it. And I think maybe the deck of cards, a deck of dice thing is a good idea.
That is a way to go.
I think I have a deck of dice.
Yeah.
Too,
You do.
Yeah.
I play with a dice deck, and for me,
That made a difference.
I want to roll the dice.
I do like the dice
Was it
too.
ever-
I don't care about the swingy bad luck or good luck.
It
That's
doesn't-
for me. That's part of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me that much.
Well, I
was
don't
it
know- I don't think
ever
I've ever
in
played
any
with
of the
it.
editions, or do you think the dice deck was a total house rule?
No, it was a house rule thing.
Were there other house rules that you know of that are
Oh,
popular?
yeah.
Or
Yeah, and
interesting?
in fact, we didn't do it because we're playing the game by the rules. But a fairly standard house rule is no robber for the first X turns, usually 2.
Okay, just to have a more
Right.
peaceful setup.
So if the first 2 rounds, if anyone
Peaceful
rolls a
start to the
7, then you just re-roll it again. Because
see that.
especially at the very beginning of the game, what you don't want is to A, cover a number, and B, take a card from somebody before
Right.
the game gets
before they even get going, get their road down, or get
Right.
their settlement or
I'm
something.
sure.
I
So
can
that's
see
a
that.
house rule.
Yeah.
No robber in the first round, in the first 2 rounds, the first 3 rounds. And again, it's just a friendlier version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I mean, it didn't matter in this game. I mean, I got hit early on and I lost. I started the game with a road, right? I was the only one that started the game with a road because these were my first 3 cards.
Oh, right.
And then like my brick
No.
got...
I these were my first cards too, so I had that too.
okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But I started with a road and I got half my road stolen before my turn.
From me.
Yeah.
I think I stole the
Yeah.
from you.
Which is fun. And I still did okay. I ended up with 8 points. So it's not like, I got there eventually.
Right.
We also did a lot of very friendly trading this game, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I like that. And I like that it became not worth it to Nikki, right? Because she was getting all those wheat.
Sure.
It was a very, I mean, all the rest of us wanted that kind of thing. I had it, but I only did it at the end of the game. But,
Right.
you want a port like that so badly and be the resources. I mean, that you thought that was going to happen down there for you too, Dave. And Aaron, my gosh, if you could
I
have
used
gotten
this.
this one.
I think I used this a
You
couple
had so
times.
many bricks.
I know. I had so many turns with like 4 or more bricks, and I just couldn't get like the one
Thing you needed.
wool I needed to build that.
Isn't
port.
it crazy
was
though?
cr-
Like
yeah.
how many? Well, you had some. You had a 4 and a 2.
I-
4 was
this
pretty
was
good.
late, but this was late. This was
Yeah.
my starting city.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
yikes.
2 was a rough start
Yeah.
there.
No kidding. 2 is terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had the 12. That never came up,
Never,
right? The
yeah.
2 did at least once. That's the rough thing about this game, for sure. Is just the 2 and the 12 are so rare. But then I've seen them turn up a bunch
few
of times.
times,
You know,
sure,
you're
yeah.
like, what the heck?
It can totally happen.
Yeah.
It can totally
It's very,
happen.
very weird.
The game still looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
This is the latest version of it. We actually now have.
I feel like this is the
Copies of the
original
game.
art.
I don't
No,
feel
it
it
is
is.
It's not. But
It's close to it,
It is
though,
close
right?
to it. It definitely evokes the original feeling.
I don't
for
remember
sure.
what the original art. Because the one we had previously, we still have it, is the
Yeah.
Mayfair version.
Yeah.
I
And all
do
the expansions we
remember-
have are for the Mayfair version.
The-
And they had this back
These
on
are
the
similar,
resources.
Yeah.
But like you did mention that the original had just C hexes that you would put around
Yeah.
the side.
Well, there were
Oh,
little
yeah, yeah.
triangles, weren't they?
but they were
No, no,
really
no.
no.
No, they
The
were
original
They
one was
were
just
hexes like
hexes.
they were exactly the same shape hexes, in
But they
water.
were like dark blue, almost like crayon drawings.
Yeah.
They were really like cartoony drawings of water.
So I don't know if I've seen that one.
Because we used to do that for a 3-player game too, because we felt like the board was too open. So we would shuffle all the hexes face down, and then just build the thing where water was could be randomly anywhere.
Just
and
lakes
also that
everywhere.
meant the ports could just sort of be randomly anywhere.
Wow.
We rotated the ports to be against land,
Sure.
so that they were never ports just out in the middle of the water that
right.
couldn't be used.
Well, that was trading with another table of people playing the game.
And that made it very interesting, especially when you were picking your own stuff at the beginning of the game, right? Because there are some games where being first is pretty huge, because there's like really only one great spot.
Well, Aaron could have done something like this, just built here and had a port initially.
No,
know.
because he's here. I mean,
I'm
if we
saying
were
if he was
picking.
picking,
Yes,
right?
you
So
can-
that's the other thing is
right.
you can actually start on a trading.
Yep.
A trade
that would
spot.
be a good spot. I don't know if I've ever really considered that, but I mean, if an 8 and a 9 and a port, that is a pretty
Sure
great
does
starting
seem
spot.
strong. I mean,
Yeah.
it's brick, but if you had this and that, I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that seems like a really great way to go. Particularly if you're doing the quick start and you put your city here, right?
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, cool, Dave. Thanks for teaching us.
You're welcome, Lincoln.
And thanks to you for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to our channel. If you click on the bell, you get notified when we put up new videos. See you next time.